What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boys over here at Three Man Weave. I'm your lovely co-host ZD in the building with CJ. We're coming at you guys live, man. It's been a little while. We're still a little behind on the episodes, but we'll try to get them out. I know All-Star break is coming up, CJ. We got a lot of, we're halfway through the NBA season.
Literally halfway. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, yeah,
Time
like
flies.
literally. So there ain't no more small sample size theater. Ain't no more making excuses. Ain't no more none of that. Our teams are where they're at, and probably this is probably where they're going to finish. So I think the Thunder are still on a 60-win pace, even though they had that rough stretch, losing obviously to the Spurs, which we talked about, but the Hornets, which I know you'll speak about for a second. Then the Lakers, man, have been horrible the last 10 games, but we're stalling out. We're still able to get some wins under 500 teams, and I think that I was telling CJ that before we hopped on. Like I can't complain with those W's, right? But for me, it's facing those teams that are top 15, top half in the league. They got a good net rating. You know, like we proved ourselves last night against the Hawks, and yeah, just a lot of stuff to chop it up about. We got our All-Star picks we're gonna make today. It'll be a little bit of a longer one, but we haven't recorded in a little while, so it's good. I think next time surprise for you, CJ. I think we'll go through the. I think did you see that mock draft that came out on ESPN? I forgot who dropped it, but we'll go through that, and then we're gonna do Mount Rushmores, bro. We're gonna do past and present Mount Rushmore. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to come up with some legends and then some guys who are hooping right now.
Okay.
See how those lists change, and yeah, got a lot of stuff to look forward to on Three Man Weave, man. Quality is gonna be getting better. Everything's gonna be getting better, and yeah, we're excited to start the new year. But halfway through the NBA point so far this season, can't complain, man. But CJ, how you doing today, bro? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. Like you said, we haven't recorded in a while, but still been keeping up with hoops. Obviously, Thunder been doing good. 4-1 over our last five, and like you said, the only loss was to Charlotte, which I think, funny enough, was the last time we recorded. So,
Yeah,
been had a little break, I guess, but we were still watching. Obviously NFL playoffs
yeah.
was on. We been watching that. So
Oh, yep.
shout out to your Texans.
Texans.
Got a dove this on Monday
Hey,
a
we
couple
go to the
days
Super
ago.
Bowl for real, bro. Like we
Hey,
go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be turned. I'm not
hey,
gonna lie.
man, that's what Zach's saying the same thing, bro. So, but been doing that, been keeping up with hoops. Feeling good though. After last night, we were able to finally beat the Spurs. I'll talk about it whenever we that time comes in the pod. But just being able to get a dominant win against them, I think it just man, it's like such a relief for me personally as a fan
Oh
because
yeah, that's the
everybody
word.
has been talking about it. I went to get a couple drinks the other night, and we were talking about basketball, and then I was like, yeah, uh, or something about the Thunder and the Spurs playing, and then the guy was like, oh, are you a Spurs fan? I'm like, no, I'm actually a Thunder fan. And he's like, oh yeah, the Thunder can't win. And I was like, the Thunder can't win against the Spurs. I guess. And he's like, oh yeah, that's what I
Right.
meant. And I'm, finally being able to get that. Obviously, it's only one win, but Spurs fans were acting like they won a championship and this and that. So being able to see us get that win in that fashion, just it's just kind of
Mhm.
let people not forget. I think even the commentators are saying that as well. Like this is the type of team that the Thunder are and what we have been for the past year and a half. You know what I mean? So I think it's what have you done for me lately? And I feel like I've been saying that
Uh,
a lot, talking. And as of late, we just beat them. So obviously 1-3 against them this season. But dude, I'm doing great. Thunder is still rolling. It's been good. Football's been great. Been catching dubs in Dynasty, so I can't complain, bro.
there you go. Yeah,
Doing good.
yeah, bro. That's good to hear. I know. Yeah, we haven't gone through the dynasty as much, but I've seen it, so it's good for you. I think I'm gonna tank out, but I caught a W last week on accident somehow. So I beat the worst team in the league, so I guess that's not a big deal. But yeah, we'll see, man. The NBA season is it's unfolding in front of our eyes, bro. I think a lot of teams are. I don't know, man. Like we went through. I think we did that first month where we went through all 30, and we talked about kind of where each team sits. I think we'll talk about Trae Young too. Obviously, getting moved to the Wizards, how that changes their franchise. But I think a lot of teams are a little stuck in limbo. They don't know what to do. Grizzlies, similar situation with Ja Wright. They don't really know. what their next step is going to be. And then we have teams who are completely who they are, right? The Thunder are who they are, right? The Rockets are who they are. Even the Nuggets performing super well without Jokic over the last, 8, 10 games. Like it's been good to see, and I'm excited, man. I think what better way to kick it off with the LA recap? Over our last 5 games, we've gone 2-3. We've been consistent, bro. Like on offense, I think at times we haven't hit our shots, but the defensive consistency, brother, is just
Yeah,
it's like
non-existent.
it's just non-existent, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting to a point where I don't know what to really come on here and tell you guys. Like you guys know Luka, like, okay, Lakers, I think we beat the Hawks last night, 141-116, bro. We put up 1-8 or not 181 in the first half. My God, that'd be an NBA record. We put up 81 points in the first half, bro.
Yeah.
Like we were chopping it up a little bit about that before. The pace, we're playing so well. Luka went on a 12-0 run by himself in the second quarter. LeBron James has looked great over the last 5 games and pretty much since Reeves went down,
Since Reeves, yeah.
right? You brought it up, first game, CJ McCollum, first game, Corey Kispert. Those guys made an immediate impact. I didn't expect, honestly. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I guess they are pretty good. It makes sense why Atlanta wanted them. I think we wanted more from Jalen Johnson. But after that second quarter, I was able to take a step back and recognize, man, if we could just guard a little bit, we don't have to be top 10, bro. We just got to be top 13, 14, 15 to really take that next step as a squad, because the Hawks are no pushover team. And I think LeBron and Luka playing on back-to-backs, and this was last night, it was a back-to-back because we played the night before versus the Kings and we took a loss. But it was a back-to-back. And I think that speaks volumes about how they're really feeling about how the year is going. We feel like we should be in a better seed than we are. We've been dropping games to teams like, again, the Kings. That Kings loss was freaking horrible, bro. Luka had 42 points, but that was about it. I mean, the Kings punished us in the paint and from three. I think they were blazing from the 3-point line, well over 45% from deep. The offensive rebounds too, which the second chance points have been an issue for the last 10 games and pretty much all year. And I've tipped my cap to DeAndre Ayton, but at times he looks disengaged on the defensive rebounding end. It's not something that's like a massive blemish on his character. Like we all know that he's a good offensive player. He's not a defensive rebounding center, but it's the effort, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing Maxime Renault get 3 offensive rebounds in a row. You know what I'm saying? And Russell Westbrook out here getting boards over you. It's kind of like a what have you done for me lately type of thing. I love DA. I love what he's brought to us. I've said he's an X factor. He's been an X factor for us all year. But he's been quiet, bro. The last 3 games, he's been a lot more quiet than usual. So hopefully he wakes up as well. But over our last 10 games, man, the Lakers possess a net rating of -0.1, which ranks 17th in the NBA over that span. Defensively, they've also struggled, man. We're allowing 115.4 points per game per 100 possessions over that 10-game span. So we've been giving up about 116 points per game over the last 10 games. And you're not going to beat that many teams giving up 120 points a game. And I think it puts a lot of pressure on our offense, especially without Austin Reeves, who I've yet to bring up in my little spiel, but he's been out this entire time. And it's Luka. There's so much offensive responsibility on Luka that we need guys like Laravia and Connect and Bronny James, even when he does get in garbage time, to really step up and build their skill. That way we're not so short on the depth end. Nick Smith Jr. has been awesome. I know we dropped a tight one again to Milwaukee, but he played well in that one. I think it was another really close game down to the wire. You said you watched the end. You saw Luka probably foul out and KPJ having his way. And I wanted to give respect to Milwaukee because I know they've been going through, we haven't spoken about them in a couple weeks, but they've been going through some things with their squad. Obviously, their fans aren't happy with how the season has turned out. But these are the games that I'm talking about where we need to get W's because we haven't been beating teams that are playing extremely well. And you go into Milwaukee and you got an opportunity to get a W and you come up short, and LeBron puts up 39 and 9. I think Luka almost had a triple double as well. So it's like we're doing the heroic stuff on the offensive end and we're just giving up a little bit too much on the defensive side of the ball. And we've been kind of cold over the last 5, and that's kind of where that starts. Lakers offense just wasn't able to get it going pretty much, say, in the Milwaukee game, the Kings game, and then There was another loss that we took. Was it the Pelicans? No, we beat the Pelicans.
Spurs.
Spurs. That was the game. The Spurs game. Yes, thank you. We took the loss to the Spurs and we couldn't get it going. I think we only had 91 points in that one.
Mm-hmm.
They beat us by like 16. I think it was 91-107 if I remember correctly. I'm not looking at any notes. I think that I just remember because I'm like, man, we can't score. Keldon Johnson had 27 points. I think he was 11 to 12 in that game. You know, like we're giving up 30 points to no offense, to a role player. You know, that can't happen. And at this point, you know, I sound like a broken record, but I think our offense has always been good. It's been good all season. But the defensive side of the ball is something that needs to change if we're going to be a real contender. And at this point, you know, I think we played on January 6th too, which was that Pelicans W. We beat them 111-103. Doncic and LeBron again had 30 points. We only held them to 103 points. So I would say that was a pretty good defensive effort. But outside of that game, it just hasn't, I haven't seen much on that side of the ball. But I wanted to give credit to JJ Redick here. I think he's done a really good job of managing lineups, having to deal with injuries. Same with Mark Daigneault. Guys haven't been healthy. Guys need to step up, putting Nick Smith Jr. in spots to succeed, putting Bronny James in garbage time, even though I know Pelinka. My theory on this is I think JJ would like to play Bronny James a little bit more, but he's just a negative defender. He can score the ball well, but we don't need more scoring. We need guys who can guard. And outside of Jared Vanderbilt, Marcus Smart, the point of attack defenders, we don't have any guys who can do that. But in this moment, I think we need to buckle down and really come together as a team, really build off this W against the Hawks. And ultimately, the defensive side of the ball is something that's going to haunt us if we can't clean it up. And I believe in my squad. I think there's a reason, you know, we're fourth, fifth in the West. We've been hovering there for the last month. I think we're going to be in the playoffs, CJ. I think we'll be there, and we got a chance because we got LeBron, Luka, AR, whatever the case may be. I would just love to see us take that next step as a team and be like, man, let's focus a little bit more on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if you remember even last year, the Lakers had a period at the end of the season with Luka Doncic on the court. We were like top 3 in defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were guarding extremely well, you know, at the end of the back half of last year. And that was something I was like, man, maybe we can build on this. And Luka doesn't have to be a point of attack defender, but if he can move like that while he was overweight, blah, blah, blah. And actually, Luka's been okay on defense. He hasn't been the classic traffic cone that he has always been. But I think LeBron's defense has gotten way worse. Like you can see it clearly. He's just older.
Yeah.
And he gets bumped now. Like he gets bumped off his route. Like I've seen that, you know, from guys that usually wouldn't be able to do that. LeBron now getting moved, and there's not much we can do about that. That just comes with age. Yeah. And you got DA. DA can hold down the paint, but he's not really a shot blocker. You want him to be a shot blocker, but he's just never going to be that because he doesn't. I think this is my take on him too. I don't think he wants to get hurt.
I agree. Yeah, because like I feel like if
he doesn't want to land.
Yeah,
you gotta I can see it in his eyes, bro. I'm like, bro, Chet. The reason Chet, but here I'll break this down because this is with both of our teams. This is a perfect example. Like I've seen this before. Da, he could get the block, but he chooses not to jump because he don't want to land wrong. Well, Chet Holmgren lands wrong, bro.
Yeah.
And sometimes he breaks his hip.
Yeah.
But
that's the
the 85, 90% of the time, he gonna get that block. So it's an effort thing. It has nothing to do with can you do it or not. Like we know DA. You know, I wanted to also say that too. Like I think he's been good, but I would love to see a little bit more from him on that side of the ball. Obviously, LeBron's LeBron thing, but once AR comes back, I really want to see how it translates because I think Marcus Smart, him being in the starting lineup, is interesting. I'm not saying that's going to be the case. Obviously, it's not going to be whenever AR comes back, but him starting and being a POA defender, that's helped us out a lot over the last 10. So, yeah, bro, I feel good about the Lakers. I feel like me and you come on here, we try to do a good job of like explaining the sentiment, but ultimately, is there a trade deadline or is there a move we can make to improve? Not really. I would love to see if we can move off of Connect, though. I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would call him, and if we're not going to play him, we need to get some sort of value for that cat because he's somebody who can get 15, 20 points in the right situation. Yeah. But outside of that, I don't really see us moving anybody. And, you know, I'm cool with that. I like our chess pieces right now. Jackson Hayes has been in and out of the lineup, but he's played well when given the minutes. We just have to continue to play well on offense and try to get within the top 15 on defense. That's really the case. And like we have games like last night where we score 141 points, and then we have games the night before where we lose to the Kings. So it's like,
Yeah.
what type of team are we going to be? And I think going back to the Thunder for a second, it's just interesting to see how losses affect teams in different ways. Because when the Lakers lose, to be honest, people are like, I kind of seen that coming because they can't really guard. Like they're not really scaring anybody unless like the Lakers are hitting their threes and everybody's scoring. Like we're not really scaring nobody, especially on the other side of the court. So I think CJ, we got a lot of learning to do. I think JJ's done a good job this year, and Pelinka was the architect behind this whole Luka Doncic TV show. But I just want to see how far that takes us, and if we can get to season 2, because ultimately that's the goal, right? We get to round 1 of the playoffs, we move forward. Last season we got bounced really early, we didn't look good. I'm not saying Luka and LeBron didn't look good. Obviously they look good. Like they made our all playoff team list. They were getting like 40 each. But that doesn't matter if you give up 140 points or whatever. Like this stuff really matters, man. So, I don't want to get too angry, but I'm happy with where my team is at, like halfway through the year. Like if you would have told me, 4 or 5 seed, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
And so we're on pace, but I would like to see some minor improvements and some major improvements on the defensive end. I think the minor improvements, shot selection, shot quality, like that stat SQ, you guys can go on NBA.com and see, but like who are the players that get quality shots? Luka's not getting a ton of quality shots. It's a lot of I think Luka leads the league in dribbles and leads the league in points off dribbles. So like he gets to his spots pretty much after he's done 20 of these,
Dribbles,
and that's cool. But I'm really liking how other guys score, like a Shea or just really quick one. Jalen Brunson's really good at it. He's probably the best in the league at it. But just pivot foot, playing off two, not over dribbling too much. Because like you get that heliocentric type of guard, and you want to play around them. But I've said it, like I'm like sometimes I look a TV show just ain't getting it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I rattled off some of the stats. Like we got a negative net rating over the last 10. Like we're not playing well defensively. We're giving them 116 points, but we're still treading water, and treading water is better than drowning. So I'm not gonna panic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna panic.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring this question up because it's something we probably we talked about since Luka, even before Luka got to the Lakers, and since he's been there, like what do you think, like LeBron, like when do you see y'all moving away from him? Is that like this upcoming year, or have one more year with him, or what are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it was my personal thoughts on it are like, if you're smart, you get rid of him quickly. I mean, we see what was going on with Anthony Davis and just the war on value. Honestly, we can spin off for a second. I think the NBA has a war on value. A lot of players that are like, LaMelo Ball's worth only a bag of chips now, and John Morant's garbage and all. I'm going to be honest with you. That's an overreaction, okay? Like, those cats can still get you 40 points in an NBA game.
Yeah.
Like, let's not, I've seen a lot of that on Twitter. I know you have too. We may have even said it, but like, let's not pretend like Trae Young can't give you 30 and 10 on a good day.
Yeah.
Right. So the war on value, going back to your question, if LeBron is 40, 41, I think he's 41 now. He just turned the new year, right? You're 41 years old. He's still giving you that juice, though. It's not like he's trash. Like I said, he's played really well. Honestly, this is the best part of the season for LeBron.
Yeah.
The best stretch of the year so far. I was pretty critical of him earlier this season. I think his body language has been a lot better. His leadership has been a lot better. But I would say if Pelinka was smart, he would be calling around about Bron right now. And I don't know if you heard the comments Rich Paul made, but he had said he didn't feel that AR was like the number 2 guy or whatever. And LeBron had to say like, Rich Paul's like his own dude.
Right.
But at the same time, like your agent is coming out and saying that, so it's like you want to keep that in house, and if you do feel threatened by an Austin Reeves, then I think it kind of shows you like where his camp is at. Because there's LeBron's camp, and then there's LeBron. And like LeBron is, I think his camp is thinking a different way than he is right now. But I think that's why he played that back to back to kind of show the media again. He's like that because I think there was a post after the Kings game. He was asked, "Oh, are you going to play tomorrow?" In obviously a crypto goes, "Man, I'm 41. Like I'm too old to tell you that right now. Like we'll see how I feel tomorrow." But I guess he had warmed up and went all day, like did his normal training routine, but played and then played really well. I'm assuming that kind of gives him some fire to be like, I still
I
got
still
these,
got it.
dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like what are y'all saying? I can't play a back to
Back to
back and
back.
all this shit. Yeah, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
OG. Like he's OG for sure, bro. But if we're being honest, I like that question, CJ, because if you ask Pelinka honestly, like if Braun wasn't on your team and if this was the same situation, what would you do? I'd be looking for an exit plan. And it's not the exit plan doesn't have to be the sad swan song where it's like all negative and the house, the house of cards goes down in flames. It can be something where it's like, man, mutually, LeBron wants to go here and they got a couple pieces that we could utilize. Like let's take not a young player, but maybe a pick or two and a vet, and let's just call it even. You're going to get LeBron James, who's going to bring you some value for a year or two max, but you're still going to get the $1 billion enterprise value plus ticket sales, jersey sales, all that good stuff that
That
nobody
it
cares
come.
about. But
Yeah. That the
yeah,
business cares
yeah,
about.
like none of our viewers care about, but like like the guys who
The
are making the
owners.
trade do.
Yeah.
But great question because yeah, I would start thinking about it, and I would genuinely. It's like the Giannis Antetokounmpo question, right? Because he's
Right.
getting booed in Milwaukee, and the war on value. It's like, oh, what are they going to trade Giannis for? Well, Giannis should command probably 4 first rounders.
Yeah.
If Desmond Bain and McCall Bridges were going for that, and then a player that's probably young and good, and we'll see. We'll see what Milwaukee does. We'll see what LA does. And I honestly wouldn't be shocked if LA makes a move at the deadline. Do I think we need to? Not really. But I think he's a little bit on the itchier side when it comes to making a trade. Like if you call him and it piques his ears, he'll listen.
Yeah.
It's not somebody who just hangs up the phone.
Yeah. No, yeah. I asked that question, bro, because I feel like obviously LeBron's playing great. LeBron is one of the greatest, if not the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. But I think it's kind of getting to that point for y'all where I feel like y'all haven't been able to truly get to y'all's full potential because you don't have a team that is built around Luca. You know what I mean? Like obviously
And
Luca,
youth, yeah,
yeah, youthful, playing good defense, attacking the rim,
right.
lob threats, 3-point shooters. Like you have great players, right? AR, LeBron still, but I feel like we just haven't seen what this Laker team with Luca can truly be without all with the pieces that are needed for him to succeed, and I think obviously since LeBron
Great
takes
point.
up such a huge cap space for y'all, that's kind of a hole that is like in y'all's salary cap at the beginning of the year.
Balance
So
sheet,
it's kind of
yeah.
like how do you kind of move on from that if you do,
hmm
or if he does he have his contract, is it a player option for this upcoming year?
Yes,
So
and again, yeah, like LeBron is somebody who will get the 60 million, 62, 64. Like it'll be increasing and probably till he
say right,
retires
yeah.
because the salary cap is so high and all these media deals it just will flow in. So
Yeah.
yes, he has that player option that he'll. I don't know. The no trade clause in the player option. He's yet to say anything about picking that up, but I think it just depends on how the playoffs go
Right.
with Bron, bro. Like Bron is at the point in time where I think he's really just playing for the joy and like, I'm sure he wants to go back to his kids and Zuri and like watch her play volleyball and watch Bronny on the sideline. But I think he has this like fueling fire to get another championship. So
Yeah.
he wants to keep doing it at a high level for a long time. But that's a good question, man, because when you're a smart franchise, you got to start thinking about things like that. You can't just let that go because I told that to my dad. Like it would be nice to get some value instead of just having him walk out the door and we paid him 180 million for 3 years, bro. It's like,
Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be insane.
yeah, which might end up being the case, 55, 58,
Yeah.
62, because I think the older that he gets, technically, the more valuable he is because he does give you 27 and 5.
Still,
At
yeah, I
42.
would say still. Yeah, I think I saw like
Yeah.
the crazy. I mean, I feel like we see it all the time, but like Stat Muse posted
Right.
LeBron at age 41 and LeBron at first year in Miami, whatever.
24.
And
Right.
it's literally like the same stats 27, 7, 7, and 52% or whatever it is. So, it's like I say, I feel like y'all are getting to that point in y'all's timeline where you have to think about that. LeBron's playing good now. He was injured coming into the season. Luka is doing what Luka has been doing the past since he entered the league. Now it's kind of like, all right, Aiton is having his moments. Marcus Smart is providing value whenever he can. What
He's been
else
awesome.
can we do for this roster to get better? You know what I mean? Like you said, obviously it's more so effort on the defensive side, but besides that, what is there? Like you said, is there a player that you can? I mean, I can't think of one, but like you said, Palinka is kind of always itching to make something shake in the season, so I wouldn't be surprised. But
Yeah.
that's why I brought it up because I feel like that's something that I would be thinking if I was in Palinka's shoes or JJ. Like, what's the next move? Where are we gonna
What are we
go
gonna
after
do?
this?
Yeah.
Like it's getting to that time. It sucks to say it. I feel like that's something that we're all kind of gonna realize like very shortly. Like, damn, like Braun might
Yeah.
not
You
be
got
in
to
the
be.
league that much longer. So what are we gonna do? Like our
It
whole
needs to
lives.
happen fast, like you're saying, bro. You got
Yep.
to have a short term memory. You can't get all reminiscent,
No, because
like you're saying, bro.
it's something it came and went sadly, but yeah, no, bro, it's interesting. It's dope. Like I said, I haven't talked to you about your lake show in a minute, so yeah,
A
y'all
little minute.
been going through some stuff, but like you said, whenever y'all are clicking on the offensive side, we know what y'all can do. It's just defensive, defense effort. Can y'all get, like you said, the point attack a defender? I can think we know it's Marcus Smart, but who else can be of
Who
use?
else,
Yeah,
right?
who can be that for you? But kind of going into the Thunder, bro. The Thunder have gone 4-1 over our last 5, with the lone loss coming in at 127-97 home defeat to the Charlotte Hornets. I brought that up earlier tonight or earlier
Mm,
whenever we started recording. That was actually the last time we recorded. Brandon Miller scored 28 points. Uh or
my bad.
Con Knuckles. I was like Dalton. Con Knuckles added 23, and Shea was held to 21 points on 7 for 21 shooting, as the Thunder trailed by as many as 32 in this matchup. OKC responded by edging Memphis 117-116, rallying from 21 down behind 26 points from J-Dub and a late go-ahead bucket. This game, Chet and Shea were out, so this was the J-Dub game. You know what I mean? I feel
Mm.
like this is one of
Yeah.
the moments where we
He's been
we we
awesome,
were
bro.
expecting like a type of performance from him, and the fact that he stepped up in the absence of Shea and Chet just kind of goes to show the type of player that J Dub is. I'll never disrespect him. Obviously, his season he started off slow coming back from the injury, the surgery on his wrist, but I think he's kind of getting in where he fits in. I feel like specifically that game, it kind of showed being able to create for other players, create his own shot, playing good defense. I feel like that's what we expect from J Dub. So, but that game also, I think we had, AJ Mitchell that popped off. Ended up having
Right. And Kenrich
23,
Williams
and
and
Kenrich Williams coming out of the bench, scoring 21. So this is just straight effort. Like, you know what I mean? Like you were talking about it with your Lakers, the fact that we didn't have two of our best players on our team were able to come back down 21 just kind of goes to show the type of team that we've built. You know what I mean? Never counting us out,
yeah,
next man up mentality. Those are like the type of things
lots
that
of
I've
depth.
been saying. So fact that we were able to do that coming off the a loss to the Hornets, I think it trying to go to shows just bouncing back, being able to recover from a huge loss at home against a team that you are better than, and then going into the next game, going against Memphis, who's been streaky. Ja hasn't been the greatest. They're trying to figure everything out, and we're down. So huge win for us in that one. And then
Hey,
following that,
bro, those wins I think saved the season. I ain't even gonna hold you,
bro,
bro, because
that one, it was huge. That's a huge one because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I told you, I think it was on a Tuesday, so we do PCT on Tuesday, so we were recording.
Yeah,
Really
you weren't
wasn't
even.
literally
Yeah,
wasn't watching it. Was keeping up with the score. Saw we were down by like 20 something,
so
and
you're
then
like,
and I was like, oh damn, we lost to the Grizzlies. And then I think Alex had asked me like, "Hey, bro, like, did the Thunder lose?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." And then I checked Sports Center, and it was like 117, 116. I was like, "Bro, we won." I was like, "We were down by 20." So, like you said, that was one of those games, underrated game, right? Because Shea, like I said, Shea didn't play, Chet didn't
yeah,
play.
you
This
wouldn't have known if you
you
didn't watch.
exactly. It's one of those like, oh well, the Thunder should beat it, and then you kind of go through the box. DNPs here. You look at like the game cast and
Yeah, the
see
game
like the
cast,
whatever
the shot
95,
charts.
yeah, 95% chance of the Grizzlies winning, and then it goes down. And so it's one of those games, like you said. I think that was probably one of our best total games as a team. You know what I mean? I feel like every other game that we've had that's been close, it's been kind of Shea saving us,
Shea, yeah.
coming to the rescue.
Nothing wrong with that though.
But this as a unit probably was the best basketball that we played. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So kind of piggybacking off of that, Shea being, Superman and saving the day for us, had to do that the next game when we went against Utah, you know. We ended up beating them 129 to 125, powered by Shea's 46 points. Jalen Williams added 19, and OKC shooting efficiency across the roster, Like, I feel like we talked about the Utah Jazz, bro. We talked about them that week that we played them. Like, we both played them, I think, in a week span. So it's cool kind of seeing how they are able to play and just
Yeah,
seeing
like
what like experiencing what the Jazz have to offer. And I think, I talked a lot of mess about them heading into the
they're
season. I
good.
thought they were gonna be a bad team. They're good, bro. You know what I mean? I think the fact that they've been able to keep up with a lot of squads, it's just been obviously their defense starts to, lose its grip after a while. They can't just
Of
keep
course.
up, but their offense is, one of the most fluid offenses in the NBA right now. So, Larry Markkinen ended up doing his thing. Keontae George, I think he ended up having like 25 and 11 assists. So, I
Man,
think Walter Clayton ended up coming off the bench getting like 13. So
he's been
he's
awesome.
been awesome, bro. So they're able to, draft really well because Walter Clayton was a second round pick. Obviously, they have Ace Bailey. I think he's been injured lately, but
Walter Clayton was first round.
was he was end of the first round?
Yeah, he
Okay,
was first
because
round
I,
though.
I, it,
That
I
that boy was cooking in the March Madness tournament. Woo!
yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was like. Hold on, I think he ended up
Yeah,
falling.
yeah.
That's what it
The Jazz
was.
had a couple first round picks.
Okay. But yeah, no. So that was another game. I mean, obviously it wasn't pretty,
They just drafted
but
well
it was able to, Shea hit that big shot, send it to overtime, and then we kind of were able to handle business in OT. But like I said, in another, back to back close games against teams that we're better than we should beat. But at this point, I like you said, bro. I'll take my dubs, especially you know
for sure.
dealing with the little skid that we had been on. I think we were what
And
six
injuries,
six and four in the last 10 or whatever it was. But we've been dealing with a lot of injuries, like you said, and then you know kind of piggybacking off of that Utah Jazz game, we ended up going against the Heat, who are one of the fastest tempo team in the league. I feel like anytime you see Heat on your schedule, it's probably going to be a
you
high
get
scoring
excited.
game. It's going to
Yeah,
offense up and down the court. But we were able to take care of them, man. We ended up beating them 124 to 112. Shea scored 29. J Dub scored another 19, and yeah, we were able just to handle business. I think this is one of those games where uh, sorry.
are you good?
Got a dry throat. My fault. Gotta
There you
take a
go.
zip.
You can take. Yeah, you gotta take that sip.
My bad. My bad. But yeah, no, it was just one of our most efficient shooting games. Shot 50% from three, 50% from the field, and then
Y'all
and
played awesome.
awesome. Yeah, I think that's something. Oh no, I'm lying. I was looking at the Heat. We shot 29% from the three, but we shot 50% from the field. But
Yeah, I was gonna say
uh
from the field. Yeah.
yeah, no, I think
Hey, that's funny. Hey, bro, you bring that up. So 29% from deep. Like,
Still able to
how
win.
do you? Yeah. How do you feel about like maybe your team's not the greatest shooting wise, but y'all can still get those W's without that? Because I always thought that was interesting. I think my
It's
team's starting to cook a little bit more from three as of recent, so that's helped
right.
us out a lot.
I it's a weird spot to be in, bro, because I feel like it's always like a flip of a coin, like a toss of the coin type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like if we're hitting our threes, and I know that, I mean, more than likely it's gonna be not a blowout, but a comfortable win type of vibe. If we're not making our threes, I know it's gonna be a closer game. But the thing that switches it is the fact that we are just so good on the defensive side of the ball, and then we could kind of cause havoc. And we're at least that we're gonna play good defense, and even if we're missing wide open shots all game, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm kind of seeing us trend to the point where I feel like last year we were able to knock down our three ball a lot more efficiently. That's why I mean, we have I think
Yeah,
we
the
have the same.
variance, the variance.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
a good point.
we have the same record that we did at this point of the year last year. So
Yeah, you sent me that on Twitter
yeah,
because
but
NBA tweeted that because I guess that's a NBA record, right?
yeah, I think we're the only team to go back to back with like 34-7. I think that's what it is. But no, yeah. To answer your question though, bro, I think at this point is it. I mean,
You
41 games
just got to
into the
take them where you
season.
can get them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
41 games into the season. I've seen my team be able to win a championship, being able to shoot like this. Obviously, I would prefer to have a knockdown 3-point shooter that I know that can do that for a whole season. But I mean, I'll take it, I guess. Like it's not the greatest wins, and a lot of games have been closer lately because I think people are kind of gapping us up, leaving people open. They're able to play us a certain way, which sucks, right? But I think we're good enough to adjust, and if we are hitting our shot, then you gotta respect all of our
yeah.
players. So
Lou Dort,
yeah,
Caruso. Yeah.
yeah, Wiggins, AJ Mitchell now. You know what I mean? So it's like
Oh,
it's
he's
it's
been cooking
it's a
too.
weird feeling because like I don't like it, but I will take it because we're able to get those wins for the majority of the time. But I think that's the beauty
Yeah,
of
dude.
a basketball like
You're
series,
like,
right? You
yeah,
have opportunities to adjust, and it's not just a one game thing. That's you got to beat them 4 times to be able to go to the next round. Like regardless of what people would say, I think when you prove to like the fans and the audience that you could do that, then it speaks for itself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's already set in stone.
even if it's not pretty, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, you may not have the greatest offense, but you're able to, lock down and get crucial stops and make, baskets when you need to. So like I said,
Yep.
not the greatest, but I mean I'll take it, bro, because I mean we're able to win
Yeah,
games, and I think that's all that really matters. But it's not the
and yeah,
greatest. I
bro.
hate it, honestly.
The playoffs too. Like, I just want to see because in the playoffs that variance can flip, and 3-point shooting is very
Yeah.
up and down every year. So I think that's interesting because they haven't, they
No, we
don't have a ton of knockdown shooters. I think Shea is one of the better shooters actually this year on
yeah,
these
this year for
Thunder.
sure.
So
Yeah, that's why it's kind of crazy because like I mean, he was decent. Like he's always been like a mid 30.
32,
Yeah,
33. Yeah,
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 yeah. But like now that he took that leap to where he's almost like 40%, 40%, 40, 39, 40, whatever it is, So it's like it's getting to the point where I'm like, man, like do you risk trading a piece to try to get a knockdown shooter? You know what I mean? Like I feel like a no, because like I said,
yeah.
you know where this can
What you
go.
got?
Yeah, you know
Hmm.
what this roster can take you, but at the same time, it are you not stupid, but like is it not smart of you to, get ahead of the curve and try to
Get that
get a
extra,
piece
right?
while you can, opposed to asking for it when it's like, damn, we didn't make it far in this year's playoffs, or whatever, because of our 3-point shooting. So it's a weird, like, though it's written on the wall, you know what I mean? So it's like you kind of know what if we don't get to that point, if we don't win another championship, that's gonna be the reason. So it's like, okay, well, should we just try to get ahead of that? But I don't know. We're in that weird spot because obviously we're good. You know what I mean? It's not like we're a bad team, but we
No, y'all
have
are super
we
good.
have our deficiencies, we have our weaknesses, and it's just if a team can beat us in a 7-game series. So, but speaking of teams that could potentially beat us in 7-game series, we ended up going against the San Antonio Spurs last night.
Yeah,
We were 0-3 against them heading into this game. Playing them at
great game by
Paycom
the way.
Center game, great game, man. First half was incredible, but
Great. Yeah.
third quarter was able to blitz them. I think we outscored them. I think it was like 40-20, I believe. Let me just double check because I have it. 40-24. So almost doubled their score. Was getting stops. I think the thing about this game, um, is obviously just our 3-point shooting, bro. Like obviously it hasn't been the greatest. It's not like we're gonna be a knockdown. We're not gonna score 50 or hit 50% of our threes, but I think it's just the way the game was going. Once you get up tempo, we were getting, I think, Wemby was doing his thing. Obviously, he got a dunk on Chet, but for the most part, kind of, had a quiet game.
Neutralized,
Yeah,
yeah.
neutralized it. Chet didn't have the greatest game, but I think this was just the Shea game, being able to hit those tough shots, mid range shots, pull ups. I think it's what separates him. You know what I mean? Because we were just talking about his 3-point shooting. Obviously, he knocked a huge three on Stephon Castle, and
Steph, yeah.
he was talking to him. And that's what I know. I was like, man, like this is one of those games, bro, because. I know he said like this isn't our Super Bowl, but obviously this win means a lot. You know what I mean? This is a team that's had our number all year, and we were able to beat them for the first time. And I won't take that away from the Spurs, but I think it just kind
Not at
of
all.
it just goes to show that like man, like what have you done for me lately? The Thunder were able to beat them this time, so it's kind of like what now? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
What now?
what now? You know what I mean? Like I saw some fans on Twitter. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
or it was Shea is the one of 4 players to block Wemby twice in a game or twice in his career. I think it was like Walker Kessler. It was all bigs. Walker Kessler, Shea, and then a couple other ones that I can't think of. But someone commented on it, oh, this was the Thunder's first time beating the Spurs this season, blah 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 blah. And people were commenting, yeah, but they're the champions though. So what does it matter? Like that's what we
Yeah,
were saying
like,
about when y'all were beating us these games. So it is what it is, bro. I needed this win, bro. I needed this win as a Thunder fan,
yeah,
as someone
facts.
that lives in Texas. That like I told y'all earlier, that whole conversation with that bartender that was serving us and stuff. It's like, oh bro, like, oh man, you have no idea. So the fact we were able to get this win, bro, just kind of shuts people up for the moment. You know what I mean? Obviously we're
I
still
love that.
1-3 against them this season, yes, but the way that they're acting about this one win that we have against them is the way that I'm kind of acting about them beating us at this point. You know what I mean? Because yes, you beat us 3 times, but at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything until it gets to the postseason. We see what that looks like in the
Yeah,
summertime. You know what
bro.
I mean? Because that's all I care about at this point. I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling you that, ZD. Yes, it's great seeing my team do good in the regular season. And if we get to that point of conversation about the record and this and that, fantastic. But like my eyes were always set on what's going to be happening in the summertime because that's where I'm focused on. And obviously, if we are able
Mm.
to get to that point, then we'll be having that conversation. But up until that point, bro, obviously just seeing the moments, appreciating it, good basketball. Like I said, I've been super impressed with Dylan Harper, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's really good. This rookie class is in or not
Oh
oh
man.
yeah, this rookie class, bro, is just incredible. You know what I mean? What he's able to attacking the rim, knocking down big shots. I didn't realize how tall he was, bro. I feel like he's like he
Yeah,
looks like he's like a big guard. He looks like he's like 6'6" type of that vibe, you know what I mean? So seeing
he is. Yeah,
him,
he's like 6'4",
yeah.
6'5".
But seeing him, shout out Luke Cornett, honestly. What he was able to do, that man got like
He's been awesome.
6 offensive rebounds or something, and we had
He's
4
so awesome,
in
bro.
like the first half. So shout out to him. I feel like, he doesn't get that much love and
Get a ton
stuff.
of
Yeah, but
I don't think we've talked about Luke Cornett all year.
all year,
I
yeah.
don't think we've said his name once on this podcast because I
I
would know, we would
Yeah,
know.
but I say yeah.
So that's
I don't
crazy you
think so
brought him
either.
up.
I brought him up just because of what he was doing to us on the offensive side of the
Yeah, that's
glass, bro.
awesome.
That's kind of it was ridiculous because I felt like I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, Wemby's not even on the court. Why is Luke Cornett able just to grab every single offensive rebound? You know what I mean? So shout out to him, and yeah, bro. I mean, like I said,
just a good game.
I've been talking very highly of the Spurs all year, so it's not even no disrespect because I know y'all are a good team.
Not at all.
Obviously, y'all are the second team in the West. Y'all beat us, so I think it's just kind of for me. I needed to get this one, get that monkey off of my back, bro. People just always bringing it up. This haven't beat the Spurs, this and that. So we beat the Spurs
Uh-huh.
now. But yeah, like I said, they're a great team. We just got the better of them this game. Wemby had a quiet game. Stephon Castle looking like he's turning into one of the better young point guards in this league. That's why I
For
drafted him in my
surely.
dynasty. You know what I mean? So,
For sure.
just seeing what they're turning into is great. I think it's something that we kind of didn't expect this huge leap all in one season, but we kind of were expecting this. So seeing them do this well and the fact that we were able to get this dub, bro, I think it just says this week that we had been through, these last 5 games were tough, but I think it tested us, our character and our grit and our intensity as a team. Being halfway in the season now, being able to be missing key players pretty much every other game, it feels like, and so being able to get these wins. We didn't in that game against San Antonio, we didn't have Dort, we didn't have iHeart. Obviously Dort wishy washy, but iHeart, is one of our best players. So just having those players missing and just starters essentially. So it's able to get that dub, but just it's incredible, bro. Like I said, I'm held him to 98 points, scored 119. At that third quarter, that's really what it was. They kind of started off slow. And I think that's we've been talking about it a lot. That's usually when the Thunder come out and kind of blitz teams and kind of get it going
Mm-hmm.
because obviously the second quarter, Shea will sit until around 6 minute mark. So then from that point on, he kind of eases his way back into the groove. But third quarter is when he usually kind of goes off and everyone kind of gets
Starts balling
the starts
out.
balling, gets the flow going. So that was a great game, man. And over their last 10 games, the Thunder ranked first in the NBA net rating with a plus 10.4 and ranked first in defense rating, allowing just 107.7 points per game per 100 possessions. So I know that was kind of
Yeah, they're
slipping
awesome.
the past week. It kind of fell down a little bit, but we're able to get right back to you know what we're used to seeing the Thunder, top in defensive rating. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of teams. I think that's something that I've been able to say, for my squad that I can rely on is a defense. And for you, it's kind of the opposite. And 3-point shooting has kind of been both of our things where it's up and down each for us. So we're kind of like on the same side, just kind of different side of the coin, I guess. So just seeing
Mm.
what our
Yeah, I
teams
can
have
see
been
that.
through, bro. So it's interesting, but no, man, I've been super excited for All
Yeah, that
Star
was dope.
break and everything, bro. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
ready.
you'll have a couple. Chetwood and Shea will be there, and I think we'll run through these games. But yeah, like the last week of basketball has been like, if you haven't caught any games, shame on you. But like, yeah, yesterday was really good. The Spurs Thunder game after the third quarter, I was just laughing. Like I was just like, I had a big
Yeah,
smile on my face because I think that's when the Spurs were like hype. Wemby was over here,
yeah,
"Ah, ah," but like he quiet. So it's
yeah.
like today's just not that day.
Nah.
So not every day can be your day. Don't forget that. And then when it is your day, make sure you enjoy it. We
Mm,
know cats who do. So yeah, I think this is a good way to wrap that up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that part of the segment. Yeah, Thunder, man, still first in the league in pretty much everything. So I know you're proud of your guys. But we
mm,
got a couple good games today, man. ESPN's owning the slate. Yesterday was NBC. I think that's where it was the Spurs and the Thunder played. I think Reggie Miller was on the call and
mm-hmm.
those boys. So yeah, let's get into it, man. I think this game was at 6 p.m. Right now. It's 8:35 p.m. Central in Austin. But this game was about an hour and a half ago. But yeah, Raptors Pacers, man. Let's do the injuries. The Pacers are missing Halliburton, obviously out for the season. Benedict Mathurin Isaiah Jackson, and Obi Toppin. The Raptors are going to be without Podol, RJ Barrett, and Jacoby Walter. Mamu's Kelishvili is listed as a game time decision. Shout out Mamu, former Spur bucket getter. Storylines for the game, man. The Raptors ranked 24th in the NBA net rating over the last 3 games with a minus 7.2. The Raptors, man, they had a little baseball series against Philadelphia. I don't know if you saw that at all. Embiid showing up, hooping out. Maxey, Edgecombe, it's a lot to deal with right now. I think Philly is one of the more dangerous teams in the East. I think Toronto caught them on a. That's why their net rating is that low. Toronto caught them on a upward trend and getting a baseball series, which means you play 2 games in a row versus the same team. It's tough, man. I think Toronto's got to work on their defense right now. I saw a lot of defensive breakdowns, and nobody can really guard Embiid, especially when Podol isn't available and really hasn't been available for the last month or so. So hopefully they're able to clean that up a little bit. But the Pacers, on the other hand, they rank sixth in the NBA in offense in overall net rating. I'm sorry, over that same span. So over their last 3 games with a plus 9.2. So the Pacers, on the other hand, have been hooping, bro. I don't know if you saw they're on that 3-game winning streak. They went from like 6-30 something to now 9-30 something. But I think Pascal Siakam's gonna miss the All-Star ballot just a bit, just because of how bad they are. However, they've been playing extremely well on the offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, going both ways. I think they got Carlisle his 1,000th win recently. So shout out to the Pacers, man, showing up for Indiana and still putting up a fight. You know, Andrew Nembhard having an extremely, extremely good stretch right now. Indiana also ranks 2nd in the NBA in defensive rating over the last 3 games as well. Like I just said, they're allowing 101.3 points per game per 100 possessions. Sorry. So they're only giving up 102 points a game over their last 3, bro. Like that's kind of unheard of. It won't stick. Obviously, these are just These are obviously just segment parts of the season where it's their most recent performances. But still, I think that says the Pacers are putting up a fight. And like I said, I know the people of Indiana, the diehard Pacers fans, are thankful for their team right now, showing them a little bit of fight. But Toronto, on the other hand, they rank 14th in the NBA in offensive rating over that 3-game span. They're scoring 113.2 points per game per 100 possessions. So, yeah, I think the Raptors, like I said earlier, they got to work on their defense a little bit, but they could also get into the top 10 on the offensive side of the ball. I think the last few games for them has been slowed a little bit. And, when you don't have RJ Barrett, another semi-max player who's a part of that core 4, it's just hard to move forward. But if I had to choose, I got an upset. I'm going with the Pacers, man, at the Fieldhouse. Give me Indiana at home. I don't know the final score. It's probably almost done, but we will see after we get through the slate of games. So hopefully you guys were able to catch that one and enjoy it. But moving on to the next game, man, we got this game. It's on ESPN. This is our game of the night. 3-man weaves game of the night, man. We got the Cavs versus the 76ers. The 76ers have listed VJ Edgecombe, Embiid, and George as game time decisions, and the Cavs are missing Max Strus and Dean Wade. So we got a couple guys on the injury report for this one. Storylines, though, the Cavs rank 11th in the NBA in offensive rating over their last 10 games. They're scoring 116.3 points per game per 100 possessions over that span. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, I spoke to you a little bit about it off the pod, but those guys starting to shape into form. We know Mobley, missed a little bit of time, but him coming back as well has really helped the Cavaliers out. I think Jared Allen has also started to find his footing. Jared Allen started really slow in the beginning of the year. He started, I got him on my dynasty. That's how I know. But he started to pick it up over the last couple games, getting 15 points, 20 points, 10 boards here and there. And I really think they need that for a team that's honestly underperformed expectations. Cleveland, that is, right? Over that same span, though, Cleveland ranks 12th in the NBA in net rating with a minus 1.6. Really, on the defensive end, they haven't been as strong as the last couple seasons. And no slight to Evan Mobley, I don't think his DPOY chances are very high this year, just based off the fact of where the Cavs are as a team and as a whole and where they sit in the standings. But hopefully they're able to clean that up over the next couple games. The 76ers, though, on the other hand, ranked 7th in the NBA in defensive rating over the last 10 games. They're only allowing 111.9 points per game per 100 possessions. And over that 10 game span, the Sixers are 6-4 with key wins coming against the Knicks, Toronto, and Orlando. So they've been playing a little bit better. Like I mentioned, Embiid, obviously Edgecombe in the Garden had that really big shot. I think he's now in the I think he's third in the rookie ladder, replacing Derek Queen. So he's made a little bit of a leap. So VJ Edgecombe fans, coming out of the woodworks there. But I really think it's been Embiid. And hats off to Paul George, bro. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey's probably a
Right.
first team All NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul George coming in and filling that role, getting 18 to 20 on 12 to 14 shots a night, bro. Like that's who he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be the focal point of the offense anymore. And I think for them to be playing really good basketball right now, I'm gonna have to take the Sixers, another home team again. I just feel like these are two separate teams on going on different paths. I feel like Cleveland is starting to find their footing offensively, but if the defense keeps stifling out, I don't feel like they'll be able to compete. But the 76ers, on the other hand, starting to get balanced as a whole. Got
Mm-hmm.
Oubre back, got Watford back, got a couple key guys back. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. I'm gonna have to go with the Sixers though in this little mini rivalry. I forgot the all-time head-to-head. I should have wrote it down, but I think this matchup is
Pretty
fairly
even.
yeah. It's like closer. It's like with a 10-20 game range, if I remember
Yeah, I was
correctly.
gonna say,
So
are
it's pretty
there
even.
they're division rivals too?
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay, I was gonna
It's
say
a pretty
that.
big game.
Yeah, it's a big game, big game. No, yeah, I like that. I think I'd be going with the 76ers too, bro. Just
Sixers as well. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Kind of going to the next game, bro. We got the Jazz versus Bulls. It's a 7 o'clock tip off. The Jazz are missing Georges Niang, Walker Kessler, and Kevin Love. Laurie Markkinen is listed as
Caleb.
a game time decision. The Bulls are without Zach Collins and Josh Giddey. Kobe White is listed as a game time decision, and as a owner of him on fantasy
He
basketball, it's
did he
kind of been
go?
killing me, bro. I don't think so, honestly.
Oh no! I know he's been killing you then, huh?
Yeah, bro. Oh no, he did go. Sorry, but has 6 points. So going into the fourth. But storylines for this game: the Bulls and Jazz are both 4-6 in their last 10 games. Over that same span, the Bulls ranked 26 in the NBA in offensive rating, scoring 111 points per game per 100 possessions, and Jazz ranked 30th in the NBA in defensive rating
Ooh.
over the same span, allowing 122.1 points per game per 100 possessions. Utah is 13th in the West at 14-25, and Chicago is 10th in the East at 18-21. So this is probably one of those
Even
games,
yeah.
it might
Well,
be
you said it. We every time we call it out, what happens?
ends
I
up
feel
being
like
a
it'll be
banger.
a
I was gonna
yeah.
say it's actually a close game, so it's 93-92. But
There you go.
obviously it had the workings of being one of the like a snooze fest of a game. But like I always tell
Hmm.
y'all, NBA game, there's NBA talent. Utah Jazz were able to compete with us the other day. Chicago
For
Bulls,
sure.
not having Josh Giddey and obviously is a huge factor for them. But Matas has been playing well. Kobe White, when he does play, has shown spurts, but this is one of those games where it's kind of like, I could probably just watch the recap of that. You know what I mean? Even if it is a
Yeah.
good game, it's one of those. But you know what? I'm going with the Jazz, bro. I think the
Me
Jazz get
too.
this dub. I don't know.
Ace Bailey's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Jazz and
Ace Bailey's
they.
going.
I think like you're saying, like Clayton and Keontae George. Like at this point,
They're looking
like I think they're losing on purpose. Really. Like I
right,
think they can compete. And Will
right.
Hardy is like a great coach, but
They want
I
that
think
pick.
they're like yeah they need the pick.
Yeah,
Like, wow. Like
yeah.
how do you know they need
They
it? They
no,
need
they
it.
can win those games. Let us get that pick, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah, totally right. It just says the Thunder fan who has the
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. Just let us get that pick, bro. Come on. But going into the next game, it's also a 7 o'clock tip off. It's the Nets versus Pelicans. The Nets are without Zaire
Who is it?
Williams. And
Yep.
I was like Zaire what? Zaire Williams and Haywood Highsmith. The Pelicans are missing DeJounte Murray and Jose Alvarado, and Herb Jones is listed as game
Where
time.
is Murray?
I don't man, let me check. Cause I'm gonna be honest, bro. I could not tell you.
He has been in every injury report we do for
Dude,
the
he's been
Pelicans.
injured.
And the Pelicans don't play much on our outlines. Like on our
No.
days, on Monday, Wednesday, it seems like they don't play a ton, but every time he is yet to
Yeah,
touch the court.
Achilles estimated
Still,
return February 20th. It's the same one, yeah.
man, he must have had a setback.
He had to.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with him honestly, so I'm in the same boat as you. It just seems like he's been injured
It's
all year.
always
He's like
always on that list.
a Doran Finney-Smith type vibe, you know what I
No,
mean?
no, literally, bro. I went on RotoWire this morning, and I'm like, Dejounte Murray just cannot escape the injury report.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
But some storylines from this game, man. The Nets ranked 25th in the NBA in defensive rating over their last 5 games, allowing 116.8 points per game per 100
Coming back
possessions.
down to earth.
Coming back to reality, yeah, because they were first, right?
Hey,
Overall,
yeah, that episode gonna drop soon, I think,
it
but
is. I
like
mean,
y'all will see it.
you'll see, which is crazy looking at it now. But the Pelicans ranked 21st in the NBA in defensive rating over that same span, allowing 115.2 points per game per 100 possessions. The Pelicans and Nets are also both 1-4 over their last 5 games. Over their last 10 games, the Nets and the Pels ranked 27th and 29th in the NBA in total net rating. And like I was saying about the previous game, same type of situation. This game is
You got the
also,
snooze fest.
hey, this game is also close. So it's 80,
Yeah,
89,
yeah,
87 fourth quarter. Nets are up. But
makes
yeah,
sense.
I kind of got the snooze fest of games, sadly, but Nets kind of coming back to reality. MPJ though, obviously, we kind of know what
Oh,
he's been able to do. Um
we're about to talk about him.
and then Pelicans, bro. I mean, I've been super impressed with Derek Queen, what he's been able to do. I think just seeing him be kind of like their main initiator for the offense is dope as a rookie, as a big man as well. So seeing that
Most triple
happen,
doubles by a rookie right
hmm
now.
and then also just obviously, Zion being in and out the lineup is kind of the success of this roster. But whenever Zion and Derek Queen are on the court, I've been super
Oh,
impressed with
they look great.
what that looks like. So that's probably my only thing I would say. You know what? I'm going with the Pelicans with on that note.
Me too.
I'll go with
I
them.
was gonna say, give me the Pels, and if MPJ like doesn't have a good game, I think Yegor does a lot of work. Like they've been playing him more, bro. I said it like
You
month
did.
and a half ago now, but I'm like, I don't know why they don't play him,
Why?
bro. And
Yeah.
he's so damn good.
Mhm.
Like he was so good at BYU, and he's been cooking. I think he hit like 9 threes in the game the other day. But it's tough for the Nets because they rely on those two a lot to
Yeah.
get things done. And like you're saying, I think the Pelicans have a better structure. Like when Trae is hooping, Poole is cooking, Fears is cooking. It's just tough for them to pass that up. So
Mhm.
give me the Pelicans, man. I think that's a solid matchup. So we'll see. But
Mhm.
yeah, moving right along, man. Next game on the slate. This is at 8:30. Just tipped off 15 minutes ago. We got the Nuggets and Mavericks on ESPN. The Mavs are missing Anthony Davis. Obviously, AD is going to be out for 2 to 3 months with that hand ligament damage. No surgery is required, but he'll probably be out for the season. Honestly, the
Yeah.
Mavericks are not a great team. So sorry about that to Mavs fans, but Anthony Davis is out. Derek Lively's also been ruled out for the season already. PJ Washington, Max Christie, and Brandon Williams were listed as game time decisions before this one tipped off. I'm sure they probably all went. This is a really big game, so they probably played. The Nuggets, though, are missing Nikola Jokic and Jonas Valanciunas and Cam Johnson. Christian Brown was listed as a game time decision, so hopefully Brown was able to go as well. But some of the storylines in this one, man, since the new year, Denver has gone 4-3 without Nikola Jokic, with a huge win coming against Boston on the road,
Mhm.
114-110. And, I said it earlier in the pod, like an hour ago, but yeah, like, it's not to say like Jokic's obviously had an MVP year. He's not going to win MVP, newsflash, probably because he's going to miss the games. But
Mhm.
the fact that he has the depth on this team, Peyton Watson, right? I know you've been feeling that
Oh yeah.
that that heavy lifting from him.
Yep.
Zeke Naji, right? Like
Mhm.
this is all Calvin Booth guys. Remember when Calvin Booth got fired and Michael Malone got fired a day after they lost in the playoffs?
Mhm.
Every single guy he drafted, Strawther, Najee, like all those guys that they didn't really know what it was going to turn into.
Yeah.
That's who's been saving the Nuggets,
Mhm.
and it's awesome to see because it's gonna. I think when they do get to the point where they do play the Thunder eventually in these playoffs, we're gonna see. I think the Thunder still have more depth, and let's be honest, they do. I think those guys are more experienced and they've already, Peyton Watson obviously has been a guy who's been there for a long time, but he's still, I don't feel like he's been in like a game 7 type of moment yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian Brown is that type of player
Mhm.
at Kansas. He already doing that, but just seeing them with a winning record without Jokic is crazy.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, though, they have slipped offensive rating over the last couple games, I think, is ninth. All right, over the last couple games, their offensive rating has been so without Jokic that they've dropped to ninth on the season in offensive rating. I think they're now scoring 115.6 points per game per 100 possessions, obviously, because that's how the NBA does it. So yeah, just without Nikola Jokic, it's going to be a semi-functioning engine. You got to just make it work. And Denver seems like they're trying to do that. On the other side, though, Dallas is also ranked sixth in the NBA in defensive rating. Obviously, over their last 5 games, they're only allowing 108.1 points per 100 possession. And honestly, Dallas has been in the top 10 in defense all year. That's never been somewhere where they've struggled. And I think they're going to be able to crack down on Denver's weak offense, really key in on Murray and guys like that tonight. But over their last 7 games, similar to kind of the amount of games that Denver has played in that same time frame, Dallas has a 3-4 record. So they're kind of flip-flop of Denver. They haven't been playing as well. And like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, Anthony Davis not being in the lineup impacts that. I don't think we're going to see Kyrie Irving this season. And yeah, Cooper Flagg's he's been balling out. He looks really good. He's going to be in the All-Star voting. I don't know if he'll make it, but if he makes it, he'll be the first rookie to make it in a while. I think you could debate, Wemby could make it. There's other players who could have made the All-Star game but just didn't. But seeing him play this well has been awesome. But yeah, man, I got to go with Denver. I feel like this is going to be just another Jamal Murray game where they get it off. I think Julius Strawther hits a couple threes. Christian Braun plays. He probably does well. And Aaron Gordon being back in the lineup says a lot about where they are. They developed him into a big-time three-point player, really a 3-level scorer, somebody who can punch on you, shoot the mid-range sometimes, and also hit the corner threes. So it's awesome to see where the Nuggets are at. And, it's interesting. I wouldn't say it's awesome to see where the Mavericks are at, but it's interesting because they have hope, man. You never know who they might get in this next year's draft. So I got to go with the Nuggets, though. What about you, bro?
I think I'm going with Nuggets too, bro. Honestly,
Nuggets.
Peyton Watson, what he's been able to do, I got him in my dynasty. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Adelman was talking highly of him, saying like, I think a lot of people didn't know he could do that, but he said he used to be the guy, where Peyton Watson came. Like Peyton Watson used to get like 30s, 40s and shit, but he was just playing for the Nuggets. So it's kind of like you can't really do that. You got to fit the role. And right now his role is expanded. But yeah, going on to the next one, bro. This one's at 9. We're on the West Coast now. My sack town, Kings versus Knicks. Kings are at home, though, so Knicks versus Kings. The Knicks are going to be without Landry Shamet, only person on the injury list. Good for them. But the Kings are going to be missing Schroeder, who's suspended, not hurt, Murray, and Sabonis. All those guys have been out for a little while, so it has impacted Sacramento a lot. Sacramento actually beat LA with all those guys out as well, which kind of
crazy
goes to show you where the Lakers are at, right? Storylines, though, for this one, man, the Knicks over the last 10 games have been struggling a little bit with a record of 5-5 and a net rating of minus 3.3, which is actually 21st in the NBA over that span. The Kings over that same span are 3-7 with a net rating of minus 12.9. So they've been absolutely horrible. That net rating is 30th in the NBA. I feel like the Knicks, since the NBA Cup, have cooled down, right? Like you start to feel that NBA Cup high. You're like, man, we're the best team halfway through the year. And then you realize, 10, 15 games out, things still matter. They're still trying to pick up the pieces. At times, Cat looks lost still. I think OG Anunoby's played better than Cat this year. That's the case. Cat still might make an All-NBA team, but I think we got to consider OG for that as well, right? I think he's really stepped up and taken on that role of being that 3-and-D guy and being a consistent 20-point per game scorer, respectively. So shout out to him. Sacktown, though, on the other side, just think they need to clean up their defensive unit, and I don't think it'll happen this year. I think they're offensive-minded all the way. Levine, Westbrook, and DeRozan aren't the best defenders. They really don't have a great point-of-attack defender besides Keon Ellis, who just still doesn't play. And yeah, so, Sacramento's just it's so weird because I want them to be good. That's where I'm from, but their management, they're so poorly mismanaged. So it's really hard for Doug Christie or anybody on that team to break out of that cage. But they're both struggling in that regard, net rating wise. They're also both struggling defensively. They're 29th and 27th respectively in defensive rating over the last 10 games. The Knicks, however, rank 5th in offensive rating over the last 3. So they've been scoring the ball well. Scoring 122.6 points per game per 100 possessions. So Jalen Brunson, first team All-NBA guy, probably at least second team All-NBA, NBA Cup MVP. He's been getting to 30. consistently scoring at a high level, but it's been the Tyler Koleks, the Deuce McBrides, the Jordan Clarksons, guys we don't really talk about on 3-man because y'all don't really care about them. Those are the guys that have been hooping for the Knicks. And to be honest with you, I think we need to really talk about the New York Knicks being contenders, bro. I wasn't really taking them serious when we did their over under. I said they would go over, but I just didn't see them getting back to the Eastern Conference Finals. But now, who knows? Even though they've had a slow stretch, I think they're probably one of the more dangerous teams on that Eastern Conference bracket. So we'll see, man. There's a lot of good basketball on tonight, though. I know I got some of the better matchups, CJ, but I think Knicks Kings has a chance to be underrated. Should be high scoring, fast paced game.
Go you on Knicks?
I guess I didn't say. Yeah, Knicks. Yeah,
I think
no
I'm going,
Sabonis. Yeah, no Schroeder.
I think I'm going Knicks too, bro. Brunson, OG,
Yeah,
Cat. I think they're gonna have,
OG.
it's gonna be one of Carl Bridges. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games for them. Might be it could be exciting though. Offense, like you said.
Yeah.
Levine,
Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't be.
But
I think Jalen Brunson, like everybody on the Knicks can score in volumes, and then the Kings when they get hot, like the other night, they look good. Malik Monk,
yeah,
right? Like he was torching us. I think the ex-Lakers, Westbrook and Monk gave us fits, and I know they can do that to the Knicks for sure because the Knicks haven't guarded particularly well, and usually they do. Usually you would think McCall Bridges and OG would be their stoppers or whatever, but they really haven't been that this year. So we'll see.
We'll see. And then last but certainly not least, man, we have the 9:30 tip-off: Wizards versus Clippers. Wizards are missing Trae Young and Cam Whitmore. Clippers are missing Derrick Jones Jr., Bradley Beal, and Bogdanovich. Leonard and Zubac are both listed as game time decisions. The Clippers are 8-2 over their last 10 games, which is the best record in the NBA over that span. And the Wizards are 5-5 over their last 10 games and have recently acquired Trae Young before the deadline. LA ranks third in the NBA in offensive rating over their last 10 games as well, scoring 121.1 points per game per 100 possessions. And Washington ranks 14th in defensive rating over that same span, allowing 114.1 points per game per 100 possessions. Obviously, elephant
even
in the room.
Game, man.
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Trae Young.
I didn't even realize that.
But
yeah, that's crazy.
No, yeah, it's Clippers, bro. I think it's just seeing where they've been able to turn their season around. We were talking about them potentially giving the Thunder a top 5 pick. Now they're just outside of the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's crazy how your season kind of flipped. And it goes to show that yes, you could start off slow, but you could turn your season around. So seeing them being able to do that, shout out to Kawhi Leonard, bro. I feel like this is probably the best basketball I've seen him play.
I agree.
Maybe ever, bro.
In years. Yeah,
lie.
Maybe ever.
It's kind of crazy to say that because of his injury.
Because he has his career high, and yeah. No, that's true.
Seeing what he's been able to do, bro, is just. I mean, he's always been that type of player, bro. Just a machine. You know what I mean? We were calling him the Terminator and stuff like that because he's robotic and stiff.
We're gonna talk about him in the next segment too.
Yeah,
because he's been awesome.
He's been amazing, bro. But shout out to them, bro. I think flipping their season. Obviously, Washington getting Trae Young. More than likely, I think he might not play this year. I've been hearing a lot of that.
I saw that.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Maybe it's I know he got injured. It was a quad and like his knee or something like that. So maybe that's kind of been lingering, quote unquote. But I don't know. Maybe he just wants to get into, fully healthy in the new season. But I've been seeing that. So I don't know if he's going to come back. But,
he'll practice with them. So it'll be.
Keyshawn George, Bilal hasn't been playing great, but Alex Sarr's been looking good. Trey Johnson,
it's been awesome.
They've been all looking good, and obviously they traded away CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, but getting Trae Young, we'll talk about that when that segment comes up next. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I think this game. I think the Clippers get this one. They're just, I think they're a better team right now. James Harden's been playing great. You going Wizards?
I'm going Wizards, bro. I'm going trap game. I feel like Clippers take it easy here, and they just don't get it done. And Leonard hasn't been ruled in. God forbid Leonard gets ruled out. Well, you're playing with Harden, and because that game still has 30 minutes, so I don't know if he'll go.
Right.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
I think that's one that's like underratedly the Wizards can dub.
Mm.
and like it'll just be like
I hope
the
so.
Clippers, like they'll be like, oh yeah. I know you. I don't want I you know, truth be told, like I'm not a big Clippers fan, so I'm not going to be like, oh, they're the best team in the NBA right now, but they are.
They are.
Over the last 10 games, like
Yeah.
they've been awesome. And like you said it for the last couple of minutes, but like Leonard and Harden, and for having no Beal, not a ton of Bogdanovich. I think Brook Lopez has played well. Zubac has played well when he's been there, and John Collins too. All their
John Collins has
acquisitions are
stepped up.
playing
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So like they might be old. You could say what you want. We clown on them too, but you guys will see they got two guys in the All Star game. So
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah,
it's kind of
it's
a
crazy because they're I feel
yeah.
like
It is
their season like literally did like a 180 and they just ended up getting really good
yeah.
out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Obviously they're
Not for sure.
professionals, but I feel like I didn't expect that. Like I thought we were gonna get
No,
a top
no.
5 pick.
I did too, bro. And I still think a little bit to a degree because post All Star break
Right.
changes everything,
It'll yeah.
and yeah, and like the Clippers, like they might run out of gas just because they're old, but I think they're making a push right now, and they need to. I think Ty Lue said that they just got to make. He said we pushing right now,
Yeah. I think
just
he
because not a lot of
said,
people are winning.
oh, what did
Yeah,
he
what did he
say?
say?
We gotta go like a certain record. I know that's what he said.
Yeah, he is. I forgot the number, but
I forgot the
that's
number.
the same interview I saw, but he was saying like we have to go out and be this number, like we have to get this many wins, so that way we can get back to this spot.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm like, yeah, bro, I agree. And he's a Hall of Fame coach, so yeah, we'll,
100%.
we'll move on for that. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the Wizards. I'm gonna split you on that one.
For sure, for sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. But I think the people have been waiting a long time for this one. That this episode won't come out for a little second, so I think it's important we do it early. But hey, man, you ready to go through your All Stars, man?
Yeah.
Break it down for the people, tell them the format. We'll pop a little graphic up in post. We'll kind of walk through the exercise as we do it, but you guys will hear it obviously, and you'll be able to see it visually at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, we'll go through it. We'll do the teams, man. CJ break down a little bit of the formatting, and then CJ, the way that we'll choose, man. If me and you don't disagree on a player, we will use Google to coin flip it and
Okay.
just see who gets in. Okay, so
Sounds good.
just get on the phone real quick. But yeah, if we don't agree for some odd reason, which may happen, it
Yeah,
may
man.
make for some good content.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be what we do to settle the tiebreaker.
But sounds good. All right. So these are our 3-man weave all-star picks. So a major change for the 2026 All-Star game is incoming and shifting to US versus world competition. Instead of a traditional East versus West or drafted teams, the game will feature 3 teams, 2 made up of American players and 1 of international players, 8 on each team, competing in a round robin tournament with 4 12-minute games. The top 2 teams by record after the round robin will meet in the championship game. If all 3 teams end up 1-1, point differential will decide the finalists. So, brand new format for us. It's been something that, whether you love or hate it, I feel like it's been interesting to see how Adam Silver goes about All-Star weekend every year, because it seems like he's
I
always trying
agree.
to come with more excitement, and he wants the players to care about the game. So I like that he's changing it. I think this will probably, hopefully this will be the biggest, impact that we've seen on players being competitive, because I feel like that has been the thing that a lot of players talk about, topic of conversation whenever All-Star week comes around. Do players this is like their vacation, they don't really care, this and that. So I think this is a cool way of changing it up, and hopefully having guys compete at a at a high level like how they should be. It's the All-Star game, but yeah, so this is the first time they're doing it. 3 teams, like I said, 2 US and 1 international team. So we're going to have to find 16 US players to make our NBA roster, or the All-Star team, and then 8 international players. So I don't know
Hmm.
how you want to go about this, Z. Should we do I think you want to start off with like USA, then international, then USA, or just straight international, or
Uh,
what do you want to do?
I think we should start with you do
Uh
USA
and then in it.
World.
Okay.
That way it's just all in one
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Okay.
And the way that we'll go about doing it for people who don't know, there are going to be starters, but the starters will be split. And the why is because if you have the 5 quote unquote best players on one team, then probably team 2 will be a little bit weaker. They're going to want to make the teams even. There will be 4 guys on this list who do not make it. I will go through the U.S. players and the world players so you guys can follow along. First guy on this list, man, none other than Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
LA, baby. You feel me? First time All-Star easily. This guy has been unbelievable, man. I mean, what he did to the Kings earlier this year, all the game winners, and just holding up his end of the bargain. That's what LeBron said. He said he's holding up his end of the bargain. That couldn't be more truthful. So obviously, Austin Reeves, I had to give him that introduction. We got Motor City, the superstar, the one and only, Detroit's finest, Cade Cunningham. Obviously, next on this list, this dude has been what? CJ first team All NBA probably this year.
First team
got
All-NBA.
Detroit in first. Yeah, obviously a contender, and when we did contender pretenders, S tier team, A tier team, the Pistons are right there because of Cade. Next guy on this list is Kawhi. We're just talking about him. Obviously, him and James Harden are both on this list, so that takes away 2. Got Jalen Johnson, who's now the face of Atlanta, coming in after Trae Young getting traded. Got Anthony Edwards, who's obviously Minnesota's finest. Kevin Durant. Hey, Houston, we don't got a problem. We want to know why? We got Slim Reaper. Okay, that's KD. That's the KD we talking about.
Yeah.
Obviously, got Tyrese Maxey, Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson as well. Moving on to this is like, honestly, all these guys are, in my opinion, and I think in CJ's opinion as well, they all could make the All-Star game.
100%.
So none of these guys are scrubs. Went through James Harden, LeBron James, the king. Jaylen Brown, who's been insane this year and continuing to play at an All-NBA level, might make All-NBA's second team, maybe first team, depending on how you show out. Rue, if you're watching, you won on that one. Donnie Mitchell, obviously Donovan Spider's been getting to it, kind of holding up his end of the bargain for Cleveland and getting it done. Michael Porter Jr. in the building, man. This dude, man, finally showing the MPJ from Mizzou and from high school. Yeah. McDonald's All-American Mike. That's what they calling him now. That's Michael Porter Jr., man, shooting 40% from deep, 25 points per game, 50% shooting from the field, and 7 rebounds. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. Next up, we got B.I. B.I. has been cooking, man. Toronto, him and Scotty Barnes are both on this list. Toronto, they've been awesome. They continue to do it. I think, the second apron kind of restricts their squad, but the fact they're building around that core 4, they got Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram to play that 1-2. It's been good for them. Next up on this list, we got Amen Thompson. You guys know, man, the Thompson tear had a nice punch out against the Kings the other night. Probably one of the best dunks in I've probably seen this season, honestly. Had a really cool poster, super athletic, but he's been balling out as well. And to round it out, man, we got Devin Booker, Chet Holmgren, and Cooper Flagg. All right, so those are the 20 guys. All 20 are obviously on the ballot, so you guys can go vote for them if you guys feel strongly about the list that we compiled. And yeah, go vote for the starters, man. Hopefully you guys like the U.S. list. But yeah, moving on to the world, man. I'll start with the Joker. Obviously, you guys know Nikola is hurt, but for him not to be on this list is disrespectful. He will get an injury replacement. Who? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that is the one question mark. But next on this list, man, we got another first-time All-Star in Josh Giddey. Man, Josh Giddey showing up for the Bulls this season, bro. Not to say the Bulls have necessarily over-exceeded expectations, but I think he has. Yeah. And it's not to say that the Thunder regret making the trade. They got a ring for it, but I know Sam Presti thinks about that. There's no way he doesn't. So Josh Giddey's been awesome this year. Next up on this list is none other than Luka Doncic. Luka, number 1 in points per game. We talk about him a lot. You guys know the Don. He doesn't need an introduction. Giannis, of course. Yeah, Giannis is going to be there. He's going to be starting for the world. No doubt about that. So we'll move on. Alperen Şengün, man, second time. Actually, second time, right? Second time because he wasn't last year. Yep. Şengün's been balling again. The Turkish sensation, one-legged fadeaways, baby Jokic at his finest. Give it to Alp. Next up on this list is the King of France. It's Victor Wembanyama, the alien. Been balling out, coming off the bench this year, the first time in his career. And honestly, it suits him. Oddly enough to say that. I don't know if he always needs to start. He has been injury prone in the past, and it seems like he honestly plays better off the bench, which is an interesting revelation for the Spurs to figure out. But the Spurs got a bench player all-star in Victor Wembanyama. Moving on, though, Lauri Markkanen, man, getting almost 30 points a night on really good efficiency, 40% from deep, almost 90% from the line, 85% from the line, and 50-ish% from the field. Yeah, the Jazz are pretty damn good. And his running mate, Keontae George, is having a breakout season as well. So I think this has been Markkanen's best year of his career. And when he had the best year of his career last time, he was an all-star. So I'm sure he'll make it this year. So shout out Lauri Markkanen. Next guy on this list, man, a first-time all-star from Canada, Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray should make this list and should make this team playing for and representing for Canada. But just being Jokic's running mate, and while Jokic has gone down, he stepped in and filled that role, almost flirting with a triple-double the other night as well. So showing his true playmaking capabilities and what he can do at his size. So Jamal Murray, welcome, my man. Another first-time all-star, Denny, the Israeli god, Advia. I mean, he's cooking, man. What else can I say? I think he's second or third in free throw attempts per game right now. He's also getting 26, 20, 25 a game on really good efficiency. And he's just leading the Blazers to potentially a playing spot for the first time in a while. So Denny Avdia needs to be on this list. Next up, we got Karl Anthony Towns from the Dominican Republic. Cat's had a slow season, but he started to pick it up, especially in the NBA Cup, where him and his running mate OG Anunoby, who's also on this list, started to get going. I think OG has had a real breakout season this year. Could be in the running for most improved player if you wanted to look at him. I think he's still plus money, but I think there's a good chance he can win that because of where the Knicks are and his stats and really his two-way style of play. And last but not least, the king of the whole world team, probably the MVP, one and only, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't need to say nothing else. So let's start picking, man. Let's do 1-1-1. I'll let you get the luck of the draw first, and if I disagree, I will tell you why, and then we'll leave it up to Google.
Okay, and we're doing the USA first, right?
Yes, sir. So you'll pick, I'll pick, and then you'll pick the world, and then I'll pick first US. Okay. You'll pick second US team, and then I'll pick the world. So it's kind of you get two, and then flip it.
Okay, bet. So I get two picks. You said, sorry.
Yeah, but you'll go USA, and then I'll pick USA, but you get to pick the worlds.
Worlds, okay, gotcha.
But there's only one world team, so.
Right. Okay, I got you. Man, my first pick, you brought him up, Motorcade Cunningham.
Motorcade. I agree with that 100%. I honestly think Cade could be a quote-unquote starter. Don't know which team he will play for. Neither does CJ. He could play for team 1 or team 2. I think the way that they'll do it is they'll have like different jersey colors, which will be cool. And then I think the world might have their country on their jersey and then the same jersey color. And then USA will have the USA patch and then the different jersey colors.
Right.
So it'll be kind of cool. But yes, I agree with you 100%. I was going to say Cade is a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
Honestly, I was going to take him if you didn't. So I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Hey, but this next guy, bro, Tyrese Maxey, I feel like I mean, like he's been running and gunning the Sixers. He's got the Sixers fighting for playoff position, and he's really the face of this franchise now, bro. He's getting like 30 a game on good efficiency and playing the most minutes in the league as well, too. He's got the most miles on the body. He's giving you that type of production. I think we got to put him in at team 2.
Yep, I agree, sir. Next one, bro. I'm gonna get the kind of no-brainers out the way, in my opinion. You know, like no doubt.
Yeah, just get him out of it. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, bro. Definitely all-star.
Oh, you're picking world.
Oh, my fault. Well, if that's the case, you know who I'm going. SGA.
Jokic.
SGA.
Oh yeah, or Shai.
Come on,
Shai been hooping.
I gotta put the boy. I gotta have him number 1 pick. Come on, man.
Okay, bet. Okay, I like that. Shai obviously got to be number 1 pick for the world and should be a starter, no doubt. And I do not disagree with you, my man. So we are 3 for 3 so far. I guess I'm getting the 2. I'll get the world pick. But this net for the team 1 USA. So we got Cade, We got Tyrese. We have Shea.
Yeah.
Those three guys are gone. Next up, Kevin Durant. I
Mhm.
mean, what this guy's doing at his age, uh, just coming in for the Rockets and being the sniper assassin from the mid range and still getting 26 a game on that type of efficiency.
Mhm.
Um, it's really just him fitting so seamlessly with Houston. I know Houston has scuffled a little bit over the last few games, and they've slowly slipped down the standings. I think they're seventh right now,
They are,
but
yeah.
it hasn't been due to KD's play. I think Alperen Şengün being out
Out.
has impacted that a little bit. But I think we got to give the nod to KD and his. I don't know what All-Star appearances is for him, but I think he's creeping up on like 16, 15,
Yeah,
like a
he
lot.
got drafted at 07. I think he's
7.
yeah, he's pretty much
He's been it since like sophomore.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like 15, 16.
Mhm. So I got
Who you
the
going with?
next USA.
Yes, sir.
I gotta go with Ant, bro. I gotta say my
Okay, yeah,
pick.
yeah, yeah. You
I,
because you took Ant.
I took Ant. Yeah, I gotta go with him, bro. Which he's been
He's a
able to do.
no-brainer.
He no brainer. Timberwolves seems like they always kind of figure out how to, win games, honestly, even without having a point guard. Julius Randle's been playing great, but I think it's because of what Ant has been able to type of player he has
To
and
accomplish,
can
right?
can complement him very well. So he's been able to be the dog. 3-point, yeah, 3-point shooting has been elite. He's arguably
Elite.
one of the obviously besides Steph. I mean, that's just off of the years, the merit, but statistically, Anthony Edwards is probably one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. So
I saw somebody on X say they needed a Knuckle and like Curry like to save with
the
Caitlin
se-
Clark or something crazy, like just to
ooh,
add,
to
like if the
save
NBA
the
did
All
something like
Star,
that, cool.
ooh,
Have like Knuckle there because he been
he been
hooping
hooping
too, and I
too.
know
Yeah.
he would be shooting,
Mm,
but we'll have to see if Ant gets in because I feel like he would do the 3-point contest, but not the dunk contest
yeah, I
because it's
agree.
like too much.
Too much on the body. Yeah,
Okay, and then I'm picking World, right?
you're picking World.
Man, so you took Shea.
I took Shea.
I'm gonna have to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. I mean, there ain't no way he's not starting for the world, and to me, he's probably the second best player on this list, in front of Luca, just behind Shea. So I'm gonna take Giannis.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Man, got some ballers. My next pick, bro. I gotta go Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown, Boston
Jalen Brown.
Celtics. What he
Wow,
what he's been able to do, bro, in the absence of Tatum. Two-way player, right? One of the best in the league, some might say. But seeing what he's been able to do, bro, I think just we didn't expect him to, but this is the type of player that we were hoping Jalen Brown can be, and he's kind of shown us that. This season, obviously not the smallest sample size, right? 41 games, 39, whatever, however many games that the Celtics have played, but seeing what he's been able to do consistently this whole year, I think kind of proved to me that, he is one of the best
he's the
players.
real
Yeah,
deal.
he's the guy. So I gotta put him, bro. He deserves it. And he's been carrying the Celtics, bro. So gotta put him in the All-Star game for sure.
Bet. I like that pick, and I do not disagree. I think at this level, it's you know so superstar goes down and like you have another 1A type of player and like if they didn't step up it's the sky is falling, but the fact that he's been so consistent and proven why he's got that contract, I think it speaks for itself. So I agree. Next guy, I'm gonna go with another Jalen, but he's a first time all-star, Jalen Johnson from the Atlanta
Yeah.
Hawks. I was a little sketchy about taking him this high, but I feel like when you look at his stats, I mean the 23, 10, and 8 kind of speak for
Ridiculous.
itself. And getting Trae traded, which we'll talk about for 5-10 minutes at the end, just unbelievable. So we gotta give the nod to my boy Jalen Johnson. And out of all the first time potential All Stars, he's probably the best,
Mm. Mm.
even better than AR.
I was about to say even
Yeah,
better than AR. Okay.
yeah, bro. Like at 6'8", he can guard a little. He's athletic as hell,
Yep.
and he's giving eight assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. I was about to say he's been incredible, bro. I do not disagree with you at all. This is this
World, I
World?
think.
World.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Should I should I do it? Should I say it?
You gonna take Luka?
I think I'm gonna take Luca, bro. I got to.
Luka
I got
Doncic, of
to.
course.
Luca
Yeah, he's
Doncic. He's
starting,
a Don.
leading
He's
the league in points.
yep. Leading
He's been awesome.
points. Incredible. It's a Luca show, bro. I mean, we talk about it anytime we, hop on the podcast. So, don't need to over explain too much, but Luca Doncic,
Yeah,
bro,
of course.
we know what to expect from him every year. I expected him to be my MVP winner of the early season. Um, we'll see, bro. But just what he's been able to do in the Lakers and missing players, beat him being out, and then still figuring out how to go about a team and a roster. I think it's incredible, bro. Luca is, I don't need to say much about him. It's the
Yeah,
it's the
I
Luca
like
show, man.
that. Somehow in a Lakers jersey, right? My
Somehow in a
goodness.
Lakers
But
jersey.
yes, sir. We'll take it. But yes, sir. We're going on to. I think this is our third round.
Third round.
Fourth round. Yeah,
Yep.
third round.
Or my bad, fourth round. Sorry.
Yeah, fourth round. Started
Yep.
the fourth round. But first guy, gotta go with Jalen Brunson, the captain of New York. This dude has been cooking, and
Another
obviously NBA
Jalen.
Cup MVP. Yes, sir. Another Jalen, 3 Jalen's in a row. I didn't even catch that. But just the king of New York, bro. Just NBA Cup MVP. Resume speaks for itself. A playoff riser, and he's just leading the Knicks to a great record so far this year. And I'm extremely, extremely proud of what he's been able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes, sir. I agree, bro. Um. Oh man, where should I go with this, man? Let me, no,
It's tough.
U.S. pick. These are all hoopers too. It's not like,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Leaving 4 guys off the list is gonna be tough.
Tough. Ah man,
These
because
guys are all on the ballot.
I feel like with All Star, like they care about winning and shit, right? Because that's why like
Mm-hmm.
LaMelo and Trae weren't making All Star games these past couple of seasons, you know. So I'm kind of trying to
That's why
take
Pascal isn't on the world
Pascal's not
ballot, and
even.
he'll probably be the replacement for Yoke, which
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah.
right. But you know what? I'm going with this one, man. I feel like this player or this player that or the team that this player is on, expectations were set very low. He's been playing incredible this
Mm.
year. The one and only Devin Booker, bro.
Devin Booker. Yeah,
Devin
I was gonna
Booker.
say he's gonna make it for
Yep.
you. You know what? I don't disagree. And the reason I don't, the Suns are probably a playoff team.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Well, that's what like because
Like,
I mean I feel like we've seen it, right? Like we've seen the Sabonis's, the Trae Youngs, the LaMelo Balls.
mm-hmm.
Like they'll average credible stats, but their team just isn't winning.
It just
So
don't. Yeah, they don't get
it
in.
doesn't carry as much weight because you're not winning basketball games. And I get it, but I'm a kind of like there's certain players I'm like, damn, you should give it to them still. Like how the year that Sabonis, he wasn't all-star, but he was an all NBA player.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean? It's
like,
like
I think, yeah, he had like hella triple
triple
doubles or
doubles. That
something.
was a
Like,
year that he
yeah.
like, yeah. So I don't know. Like I get it. So I'm trying to go about it like that. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm
Mm.
taking this angle from,
I
I
like
guess.
that. Okay, yeah, and I know like for the listeners, they're probably like, okay, I see how he's thinking about it.
Right.
I think we're on the world, right?
We're on the
I think
world.
we had
Yes. It's you.
Shea,
We have
Giannis,
Shea,
Luca
Giannis, Luca. Yeah.
going Wembanyama, man, and I don't want to do it obviously in Spurs, but this dude's, I mean, balling out, getting blocks, showing you guys why he is the generational talent, man, and the coveted draft pick of the 2010s, 2020s, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, bro, I mean, he has the chance to start, even though he doesn't start for his team. And I think he cares about these All-Star games. Last year, he was guarding and playing with fire, and I think he's going to be looking to play with some juice this year. So I think I took Jalen Brunson and then Wemby. Those are
Webby.
pretty
Yep.
good picks.
Yep. I agree, sir. Think I'm on the US again.
Mm-hmm.
Man. There's a lot of I'm trying to think if like there's some teams that I'm like, damn, do they deserve to have
And
multiple?
All-Star, yeah.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
why I'm like,
multiple.
you gotta be, you know, you gotta be
Cooking
elite. You gotta be the elite teams to do that.
for sure.
Man, this is good. So we have Steph, Clay, AR, James Harden, LeBron James, Donovan Mitchell, MPJ, Scotty, Chet, Cooper, BI, and Amen. Uh
AR2.
AR. Yeah, I said AR.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah,
Then yeah.
I had to. You know what? I gotta put him in, bro. Gotta put the
Yeah.
other Thunder in here, bro. Gotta put the one and only
I
Chet.
was
I
gonna
think
say Chet's gonna be in
I was
there
gonna
for
say I
sure.
think Chet. We're gonna have 2 All-Stars
First
this
time,
year.
right?
Uh, First time in a while. I think the last time was no Dub.
2 years ago.
Dub last year.
Oh, okay,
Dub
yeah.
last year, but before that it was like I think it was PG and Russ. I
Like when
think
Russ was like going crazy in those All-Star games
and I think that was when
when he's like
PG
first
was
MVP.
his one like MVP season that he had with us.
Remember Russ had like a 50-point All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he wasn't he back to back All-Star MVP?
I think he was. I think he's also one of the only players to do that. Not a lot of people have done that. It's kind of hard to do
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like
because you have to be like you have to like hit your shots and kind of get lucky because it's like I think when Curry hit those like 13 or 15 threes or whatever it was, like that's kind of it's like good, but it's also lucky. Like he happened to get hot
right.
that day.
Right.
So yeah, okay, I
So
got you,
I'd
bro. I
take
like that
Chet,
pick.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Steph Curry.
Yep.
I mean, bombs away, right? And again, man, for what he's doing at age 39, 40, it's going to be in LA. Obviously, he plays at Oracle, but it's going to be in Intuit. And I think he may not be a starter, but he's going to be out there. And I think he's going to win the fan vote. He's going to win the coaches vote, even. I think Steph is still a top 10 point guard in the league. So I'm going with Curry.
Okay. And then I have the worlds. I gotta go with Sengun, man. I think
I
the
like
Rockets
that.
end up getting two All
That
Stars.
that's a starter group right there, right?
Yeah.
That's all five guys.
Yeah, I think
Damn, that starting five is
I
good.
would say yeah. Obviously, if I think like you say Jokic, depending on if how healthy he is, obviously he would be in here. But I think I was kind of
Yeah,
expecting him to not probably
to
start.
not play.
Yeah, to not play. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with
so we
that.
have Shea, Giannis, Luca, Wemby, Sengun.
That's pretty good vibes, if you ask me. Man,
Pretty
all right.
solid.
I'm going back to the top, man. I just picked Curry.
Yep.
I'm going with Kawhi Leonard. I think, again, older guy, older vet. Like you said, the question is, do these guys deserve to have two? I think their play recently has gotten Kawhi Leonard into the All-Star game. I don't know about the other dude, but
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
Kawhi has played really well, and he may not be starting, but I got to put him on Team USA. I want Kawhi on the team, and anytime, like I remember the last one when they was wearing 2-4 after the RIP Mamba, the year after that, Kawhi like hit a couple big shots in the overtime period, like in the target score period, and I
Oh
liked
yeah.
that. I liked the score 24. Like I wish we just kept it like that
Yeah,
format. But
that
the
was a
target,
dope.
like it started to get like people were just trying to get to the target score and all this, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But I like that. But I'm gonna have to go with Kawhi.
Kawhi. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, bro. I was like, someone has to be right. It's in the Intuit Dome.
Yeah,
They're going crazy. Who
no,
else?
for sure. The clip,
You know what I mean?
probably
Who?
both of them would be, but
I was like, do they deserve it? No, I don't think so. But could it happen? Yeah, because it's
yeah,
there, and they're both playing well. But for my next one, bro, we're 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 11. So this will be the 12th. Um, I think I gotta go Donovan Mitchell, bro.
I agree.
I think
I actually like that.
he kind of he fell a little bit. I think it's just more so I'm thinking team success hasn't been you know playing up to what we thought they would be, but Donovan Mitchell as a player has been playing phenomenal. So you gotta give him the credit. I think they end up getting one one All-Star, and it's it's Spider, bro.
Is D Mitch?
Yeah.
I like that, bro. I think that's a good take, and he's been the best player on that team, and continues to he's elevated his game even more. I think
Mm-hmm.
offensively, he's having one of the best seasons of his career, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked if he made it. He may not start, but he's gonna be in that game.
Right.
Uh, Now we're on to the world, man. First reserve, got to go to
Mm-hmm.
Denny Advia. Feel like
Yeah.
Denny Advia's been first time All Star. Wouldn't mind a 6 man role in real life, and I feel like he's probably gonna get it up for the world team. But he's been awesome. Like I said, he's getting 25 a night, third or fourth in free throws attempted per game, drawing fouls at an extremely high clip, and he's just being a menace out there, controlling the pace and really being what the Blazers have needed to start this rebuild and really start this retool of their franchise. And he's honestly came in and, well, I hate to say it, but it makes you wonder how valuable Scoot Henderson really is, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He hasn't really even been playing
He
this
hasn't
year
touched the
either.
court. Like
Yeah.
Caleb Love is somebody I'd rather have than Scoot, seriously.
Man.
And that's, man. But
That's
they're gonna keep him. They're gonna keep him because he's cold. But they know what he do in practice. But he's gonna have
man.
to start doing it
He
more
was
on the
a
court,
second pick
bro. He's got to get it together because I ain't heard Scoot
or
name in a
third.
long
Sorry.
time, bro.
Brandon Miller
Yeah,
second.
yeah. But
Still.
still, bro.
Yeah, still. Man.
And he's cold too. Like he'll dunk on you, bro. Like I remember him and Wemby going
Wemby
at
going
it.
in the
Like,
exhibition match.
yeah, in the night league,
Yep.
and Scoot trying to punch on people, bro.
Man, it's
He
crazy.
just can't shoot. But
So we got this 13th player for the world or for the US, sorry. Yeah, this is when I think we got to do it. Yeah. I was going to say we got to get the king, right? Ain't no way
the
he's not
king,
going
yes,
not
sir.
going to be a
He's not gonna
all-star.
start, but he'll be there.
Yeah.
He will be there,
Especially the way
man.
he's
Well,
been
this
playing
okay.
as of late.
He been playing. I was about to say, bro. As of late, he been cooking. He's been cooking. Um, you know what, man? I gotta do it right here, man. I feel like this is gonna be our first controversial one of the day. You may agree, you may disagree. I'm gonna put Cooper Flag in this damn All Star game, bro. I mean,
Mm.
here is my why.
Let's hear it.
The Mavericks suck, bro. Like the
Right.
Mavericks are not good.
Right.
But do you see what this man is doing at 18, 19 years old? Like we have not seen that since LeBron, bro. Not no Wemby. Like he's out Wembying whatever, and
Yeah.
then he's doing like what LeBron doing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Cooper Flag got to be. He came into this league as some point guard, transitioned to small forward, and he's cooking.
Mhm.
Like he's literally cooking. Like I think he got to 40 something. It's just like, bro, at 19, bro, he's doing what y'all doing.
Yeah.
He just on like a sorry team. But when Cooper Flag is 24, I don't know, bro. That's my first controversial. It might be up. It might be up to a coin flip.
Uh I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I just do you think they would give him that nod with this team being so bad?
I think
That's my only like rebuttal, I guess, cuz we've seen people players, obviously not rookie, right? But we've seen younger players that have good stats. They play
I need to
well.
look it up. I just need to look it up because I'm looking up LeBron's rookie year.
Yeah, cuz he's averaging 19, 6 and 4 on almost a steal and a block a game. Shooting 48% from the field,
He's like 30 or like 29% from three.
29% from 3, 82% from the free throw line.
He'll probably get snubbed. I'm picking him though. But who is your if you weren't basically you have to provide a player that you would pick instead of.
Instead of him,
That way we have two people to like toss up.
toss up. See, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, okay, so I'm looking at if we're kind of going that route, I would probably say MPJ for the stats that he's been putting up, but his team isn't doing good. So I guess that is probably the only comparable that would be a toss that I would be. I think that would be a good determining
Okay.
who would make it.
I'm putting it in. That's actually a really good take. I like that because they're kind of similar. Like MPJ is having a breakout
Yep.
year. He's
Cooper
not as young
Flag.
as Cooper Flag,
Right.
but like he getting to like 30. And
30.
then
Damn.
and
Yeah.
then Cooper Flag is young as hell. He's getting you like
Getting
20
20.
points, but
Yeah.
he's on a shitty team.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
like
same with
that.
MPJ's.
I'm asking ChatGPT 5, who would you rather choose,
Okay.
MPJ or Cooper Flag?
For the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Ooh. They said Flag is more of an all-star because of his two-way impact and versatility.
Okay.
So MPJ's shooting is special, but injuries and limited defensive value has a cap on his ceiling. Flag has been able to guard 1 through 4 this year and also score. That's actually interesting. Low key, you made me rethink my take because I'm like, damn, bro, MPJ is
Cooking.
cooking.
No, like MPJ. That's why, like, I saw him. I was like,
Fuck,
ah,
bro.
that. I was like, he.
Okay. Let's put MPJ in this spot for right now. But
Okay.
I still think Cooper Flag can be on the board though.
Okay. I agree.
Like we don't have to snub him
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because, in my opinion, he
I
probably won't. Actually, do you think he'll make it? Genuinely,
he has a really good chance, bro. Like, I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie to
so
you.
too.
Like,
With
he
the
has a
fans
really
too,
good chance. Yeah.
he's not gonna start, but like
Nah.
he might make it.
Well, that's what. Okay, so like, I'm looking at this list.
Yeah.
All these players besides Flag. Yeah, Flag. If we put Harden, that's Harden and Kawhi. If we put, well, okay, we have
Or I
RJ
guess
and
we have
Scotty.
LeBron.
That I think that's
Oh,
probably gonna be one of the, or well, not RJ, Scotty and Bi.
Bi. Yeah.
Uh, Obviously one of them probably, and then if you do AR, that means that the Lakers have 3 All Stars. You know what I mean? Like, are they?
Oh shit.
So that, and then also Amen, if he makes it, then that means that the Rockets have 3
Rockets
also.
have 3.
And I don't think that's like something we see all the time. So that's kind of, I'm kind of taking that into consideration. So I definitely think one of the
Yeah, it's
Raptors
tough. It's tough.
players is gonna make it. But besides that, it's like someone's gonna get snubbed for sure. I mean, it's how it goes. But I guess that's what
Always.
I guess we'll see what that ends up looking like. But is it? We have one more or I have a pick for the worlds,
I,
right?
yeah, I think you have the pick for the world.
So we got Shea, Giannis, Wemby, Luca, Sengun, and then you pick Denny last.
Hmm.
Oh man. Congratulations, Jamal Murray. You are a first time
Oh,
All-Star.
there it is.
What you think about
There
that?
it is. Yeah, I like that. I like that there, and I'm right there with you, man. I think especially if Nikola doesn't play, they'll have a Nuggets player in there.
100%.
Just the NBA's got to do you right, and that one's an easier one for me to get to than the USA
Yeah.
guys. I think Jamal Murray's been easily
Oh,
one of the better, guard international guards we have in the league. So up
100%.
there competing with Luca and Shea and all those dudes.
Mhm.
Man, going back to me now. So what was it? You had
So so this
it
is
was
the last.
MPJ.
These are the last picks for the. Yeah, we did MPJ. So the on the board is AR, Harden, Bi, Scotty, Amen, Cooper.
I think the Lakers are gonna have 3, bro.
You think so?
I guess
Yeah, I mean, the numbers he's been putting up, bro, it's kind of hard to
it's
like
like
deny it.
way and like the Lakers don't suck.
Yeah,
Like we're not like
yeah. Top
it's not
5.
like
You're
we're
top
like
5. Yeah.
like it's not like we're like an 8 seed.
Right.
It's like we're like okay, but the Thunder, it's just J-Dub. J-Dub
Yeah.
would make it if
Yeah.
like
If he was healthy,
I think injuries.
yeah.
I'm taking AR, bro. No, I don't think he's gonna get snubbed. I think they will put. I also think he'll get voted in. Like I think his fan base is way bigger now too. Like maybe a couple of years ago, Austin Reeves wasn't as popular. He may get snubbed, but now like he actually has fans.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
people love him.
Well, and it's like, bro, like you can't really deny the production that he's been
That's what
showing.
I'm
You know what
saying.
I
Like
mean?
27, 8, and 9. He's getting like 50,
Yeah.
bro.
That's
Like
that's why I was like, bro, like someone's gonna have to get 3. Like I don't know if that says more about the pool or if it just says like, oh, these teams are good, but they're not winning game. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how
I
people are
think
looking at it.
I just think the league is really top heavy. The Lakers are the one of the most top heavy.
Mm,
Basically, it's those three guys and like maybe the 8 and then
everyone else.
one other person, and then like everyone else.
Yeah.
But for a lot of these teams, like Maxi has, I didn't put Embiid on the ballot. I think he is on the ballot, but I didn't put him up here.
Right.
I think the games, and I don't know if he wants to play. Like
Yeah.
he's like an effort guy, like where he would go out there and kind of just roll around. Like he's not going to be out there to compete. So
Right.
I don't even know if he wants to be a part of it.
No, you're
That
not
was the
wrong.
one other guy, Embiid and Siakam. I was a little
Mm,
like, hmm.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, bro. I feel like I got to go with AR, right?
Nah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not mad at that. That's why it's like I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. That's why it's like,
To me, he's like the best available out of the guys we got left.
yeah, I agree.
All right.
And then
Who you
I
going with?
guess the last pick, I gotta show some love to the Toronto mans. You know, I gotta show some love up there. I think they deserve to have an All Star. Now it's who I would rather see or who deserves. You know what I mean? So I think. I want to go with one, but I think the other player deserves it, and I'll say that before I say who. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Scotty Barnes, bro.
Mm,
I like
I
his
like that.
just his 2-way ability. He's able to play on both sides. He does a little bit more for the Toronto Raptors besides just scoring. Not just saying
Scoring,
that's the
yeah,
only
that
thing
BI
BI
is
does,
like,
but that's what
yeah,
he's elite at doing. I think with Scotty, he's able to kind of do a little bit of everything, be the point forward for them, and kind of initiate their offense, but also be able to guard the other team's best players. So I think that just holds a little more weight for me personally. But either one of them, I think, rightfully deserve to be in the All Star game. But I think I'm gonna give the nod to Scotty this year.
I like that, and I can agree with that take. I think the Raptors will get an All Star. I think the coaches will make sure of that, and it'll be Scotty Barnes. You're right on the money. They literally will go through the same discourse you just did. What does he do differently than Bi? It's more about the two-way ability, and just like if you take away Scotty Barnes, I think the Raptors are horrible.
Horrible.
If you take away Bi, I think they could still swim.
Right.
So like, not to say that Bi is not important. I think Bi has to do a little more to get over that hump. Whereas Scotty, because he's so well versatile, he
Mm-hmm.
can get 7 boards, 6 assists, and only 20 points, and that's gonna be looked at as
A
like
little
pretty damn
right,
yeah.
a
So
little
I
differently
I see what
than
you're saying, bro.
Scotty
I
Young.
rock with that, and I was hoping it was Scotty. So that's I agree with you, and I guess we got one more spot for the world, man.
Okay.
It pains me to say this, because I know this means that some guys aren't gonna make it who deserve to. Um, but I'm gonna go with OG Anunoby. Uh,
Wow.
I,
Okay.
OG is he's having a renaissance. I think he spoke to some Dirk Nowitzki about shooting, and just becoming a better shooter, and he's really honed in on that and become one of the best corner shooters in the NBA. And I think what he's doing for the Knicks right now is not to say it's more important than what Cat does, but it's just as important. And Cat has gotten the All Star nod many, 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 many years in a row, and constantly, as always, in the 3-point contest and everything like that. It would be awesome to see OG Anunoby in that world jersey. And
I
if
like
Carl
that.
Anthony Towns were on this pod, he would say the same thing. That's the type of cat he is, bro.
I like
So
that. No, I'm not mad at that, bro.
yeah,
OG's
I'm
been
going
playing
with OG
incredibly well.
Anunoby.
I agree.
Yeah, you got two all stars on this list,
Uh,
right?
I have
Avia and you have like
I have Shea, Avia, and OG.
three. Yeah, oh my god, they're all world
All
too.
worlds, yeah.
That's crazy. Good for you. But
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
I, I just have Flag, bro. Flag could make it though.
No,
So
that's
as a
like the one
rookie,
that I think if he makes it, he would probably be like one of the later picks. But I think he could.
Later.
I think he
Yeah,
could though. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like you said, I
no, for
don't.
sure.
We haven't really seen a player that young do the stuff that he's been doing, averaging the numbers, efficient.
And I know the audience, bro, like, yeah, we agree, but like, I think Cooper Flag could make it. And if MPJ doesn't make it over Cooper Flag, I wouldn't be losing my,
Right.
sleep.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's one of those like I think he should make it off of his jump, but I feel like he probably won't just based off of the record.
Record.
MPJ.
And MPJ that is. I think MPJ though also has a good fan base. And so like he will get votes,
Right.
thankfully. And like I'm actually excited to see who it gets snubbed as sad as that seems, and
Yeah.
obviously we'll go through it again. Do you have the final?
Yeah, I have the final. So for our US team, we have Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Chet Holmgren, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry, Jalen Brunson, Jalen Johnson, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Michael Porter Jr., Scotty Barnes, and Austin Reeves.
The Reeves.
And then for our world team, we have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Victor Wembanyama, Jamal Murray, Alperen Sengun, OG Anunoby, Denny Advia, and Luka Doncic.
Oh wow, the world team is good,
Good.
and that sounds good for sure. So
That's
I
why.
liked this, CJ. This was dope, bro.
Yeah, I'll fuck with that. This is dope. Yeah, I like this. I'll download it and stuff, and then put it on
Yeah, you can just download it as like a PDF. It'll be
PDF.
like
Yeah,
HD. We'll just
yeah.
flash it at the end. But hopefully you guys were able to follow along. And like I said, you can go vote on NBA.com and
Facts.
vote as many times as you want, for people who you want to see in the game. Because I feel like CJ said 20 minutes ago, I think this one will be Adam Silver's always trying to find ways to spice it up a little bit, right? But since we did not shoot on Monday, got some storylines of the week for you guys, mainly trade talks. But CJ, I'm going to get into it, man. Trae Young, like you said, 30, 45 minutes ago on the move from Atlanta. The Hawks have agreed to trade Trae Young to the Washington Wizards. It's a franchise-altering move. I think the Wizards traded away McCollum and Kispert, like you had mentioned earlier, and then obviously acquired Young. The deal kind of signals a clear reshift in Atlanta. I think Jalen Johnson, he's averaging like 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, bro. And their record without Trae Young was 16-13. I think this has been brewing for months and months and months, and it might have even been a topic of conversation for us. But I will say this, man. I spoke about it briefly, but the war on value is a real thing. Like I said earlier, Trae Young is still somebody who can get 30 and 10. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It's like guys we don't talk a lot about, but it's Jalen Johnson, yeah, but it's the Dyson Daniels, it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, it's the Onyeka Okongwus that they realize, damn, these guys can get 22, like without Trae, And so I think that was what forced Atlanta to make a decision. And ultimately, when you look at Trae's contract, which we haven't spoken about since the offseason files, but hey, that player option for 52, it's hard. And the Wizards can afford it.
Yeah.
They have some of their cap sheet is empty. Yeah, a ton of cap space, and it makes sense for them to do this deal because they can afford it and have money to still blow. And also adding Trae Young is like in his prime, can be a vet, but can also provide value, tangible value in the same role is really valuable for the Wizards. Hey, bro, it's a win-win. Like I thought this trade would be like when it happened, it would be a little lopsided. But honestly, with the game that I saw the Hawks have and McCollum and Kispert playing in that system, I was shocked. I was like, damn, I don't know why Quinn Snyder, like they didn't decide this sooner. I think at the same time, I think it's the reminiscing part, right? Like they're holding on. Same with the next topic we'll go into that you'll talk about, but I think the war on value has something to deal with holding on. So the Anthony Davis trade, you made that trade. Dumont obviously fires Nico. We went through that, whatever. but you're holding on so you don't think it's a sunk cost. When in reality, holding on is the sunk cost.
Mm-hmm.
Like you make a bad decision, it's like buying a stock and the stock goes down for 5 years in a row. You don't want to keep buying that stock.
Right.
You need to sell the stock.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you were just wrong, and
Right.
that's okay. And I think, but like the real war on that is like not knowing, like kind of like you're saying when you asked me about Braun, when to exit, when to
Mm-hmm.
go, when to kind of cut ties. I think Atlanta. It's not like Trae. The way he left too was interesting too. I know you saw it,
Mm-hmm.
but got traded. It came out. Everybody saw it. I think he got traded while he was on the bench
Bench.
and just left and
Yep.
left. I think he left like midway through the second quarter or something like that. But he dapped. He went. Trae Young like went from the end of the bench all the way to the people, the first assistant in the front, and then he dapped up his head coach, and then he talked to DC Young Fly and just left. Though I've never seen that
Yeah, that's crazy.
before in my life, bro. Like I've never seen that in the game
Like
like that
in
happen.
person, seeing someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, seeing him just be like, all right,
All
bet
right, bet.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm out of here. Like I don't play for you guys anymore. Thank God. He seems so
Yeah, I was
relieved.
about to say it
So
seemed like something that was just kind of lingering for the past, since like he
on the
got
injury report for no
injured.
reason.
Yeah, seeing all
Yeah,
these
got
still.
hurt, came back, and then they were like, no,
Yeah, no,
let's get.
you
I don't know. It happened fast, and I like that. A part about the deal too is the Wizards were able to get this done quickly, but I think like in Trey's case, it was interesting to see that day and how it unfolded because I knew like we had talked about it a little bit and how he was going
Yeah, I
to the
think you
Wizards
ended up
and
saying like, yeah, I think you ended up saying that like he was gonna get traded in like by the end of that week whenever we recorded that,
week. Yeah,
and I
yeah.
mean it was
That's
pretty
why.
soon
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah, and it's I know with that specifically for the Wizards, I would say it's more of a win just because of Sarr and
I
Koulibaly and
agree.
Trey Johnson. Like those guys are way younger than Nikhil Alexander. No offense to Nah, but like Nah was in the playoffs last year. Like he has all this experience.
Hmm.
He probably should be getting to 15, 16 a game by now.
I agree.
But like somebody like Trey Johnson can benefit so much from somebody like Trae Young who has continuously also improved his assists per game every
Hmm.
single year he's been in the league. Really one of the more unselfish players we got. But I saw somebody on Twitter to kind of wrap up the convo. Jaw had posted a story about him, LaMelo, and Trey, and they were at the All Star game together, and they were all sitting together. And he had just said, like, man, it's crazy how the times can change. And all three of those guys are kind of
Um,
I'd say LaMelo less so, right? Because LaMelo, came off the bench and like he's been trying to do a couple things to help the Hornets out. But I think Trae Young needed a change of scenery, and so did Atlanta. They just
mhm.
needed a new face, and that being Jalen Johnson now, I think it's going to suit them best. So best wishes, best regards to Trae Young. Hopefully, like CJ had brought up 20, 30 minutes ago, don't think he'll touch the court. Don't know why. Don't really care. The
Yeah.
Wizards don't need to be good. And if
Yeah. I think it's
Trey can get a 6 months off. Trey like you don't get 6 months off,
I
bro.
was about to say,
So
bro, honestly, I think it's in his best interest to like Loki not play, do
mm,
see whatever that happens with this team, probably end up not being that great, get a top 5, top 3 pick. Trae Young comes back. I think this is like, probably they bought so low on a all NBA type caliber player to where I don't think they haven't had this opportunity to be able to get this type of player on their franchise since
we talked about it in the offseason
Bradley
files.
Beal, John
Yeah,
Wall,
since Beal,
you know what I
Jaw
mean?
Wall.
So I think this is it was cool too. I'm pretty sure you saw what he said too, bro, about like how this it's like a revival for his career and for the Wizards as a franchise.
Yeah,
So I like the way he's going about it. It's mature, because I think of after all he's been through in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta was Trae Young's city for a while. You know what I mean? I think people forget about that. Ice Trae the gang, like, I said it's quiet as fucking here in the garden. Like he
oh
had that place
yeah.
rocking, bro. You know what I mean? So it's dope.
On God, he did.
Um I think, like you said, like when I first saw it, I thought it was very lopsided, but the way that it looked with CJ and Corey Kispert, just kind of the type of players that the Hawks kind of need at this point. Shot creators, people that can shoot, open jumpers and stuff like that. I think, and for the Wizards, they get a guy now. I feel like that's something that
Right,
they've been
right.
trying to get in the draft,
I
and
say the guard spot.
you don't really have
You got Saul.
Yeah, you got Sar,
Nobody
and
to
then
set him up.
George.
Like,
Yeah, now you have actual
yeah, and
guard that
George.
can, you know, put him in actions, put him in the pick and rolls,
Forgot about George.
and we
My
seen
God.
we seen what Trae Young can do, bro. We know the type of player he can be, and what he has shown us. It's just the efficiency, right? That's been his thing. But I think going to a team that hasn't really had high expectations is gonna not be good for him. But I think it's a good marker for him to kind of, you know, accomplish just getting to the playoffs, because they haven't done that in a while. So I think it's good for both of them. You know, it's a the moving in the right directions for each franchises. So I'm glad that they were kind of get off that Trae Young thing, and Jalen Johnson's their guy now, and then now the Wizards have a franchise player that they're, you know, potentially going to be able to build around. You know, they have the young guys, they have the young pieces, they have all their draft picks, they have the cap space. So we'll see, bro. You know, Wizards are, you know,
Wizards off-season file this summer
oh,
gonna be
it's
different.
gonna be a banger. Honestly, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
But
it's the last one we do too. It's gonna be late, probably like late July, early August.
yep,
So it'll come out.
yeah,
But
it'll
yeah,
be
Trae
out.
Young to the Wizards, man.
Yeah,
It's really
I
dope.
like it. I like
It's
it.
cool to
It's
see.
cool. It's cool for the Wizards, bro, and it's cool for Trey because I feel like he can, you know, get a fresh start
Breathe a
or
little bit.
fresh start.
Yeah,
You
breathe.
know,
Yeah, fresh start,
yeah.
right? Like I think that's what I saw in his eyes when he left, because he kind of looked around the stadium and was like, "Yeah, I'm never
Like
coming back here."
taking it all in. Like damn. Apparently, I think he said he was doing like shoot around that last day, and people were like, "You're not playing," and because I think he knew that it was probably gonna be his last
Oh,
time
okay.
being in
Yeah,
the
last time to go out
arena.
there. Yeah,
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 so
yeah.
he was like just kind of taking in the moment and for everything it is.
I
So
did see that actually, because he was warming up and he was talking like assistant coaches, and people were like saying, "Oh,
is
he
he?
just doing this shit." Because yeah,
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's why he did that. So it's cool, bro. Like I said, cool, great for each franchises. You know, one can go in the direction that they're wanting to, and then you know the Wizards, bro. They actually have something to look forward to this upcoming season with that draft. So depending on where that happens, bro, they could be, you know, one of those teams this upcoming year. We'll find out in the
especially in the
offseason pile, you
East.
know.
Yeah.
But you know, next storyline of the week, bro. John Morant on the move. You know, Shams
Mm,
reported that the Grizzlies are willing and ready to move John Morant if a deal
ready.
becomes available. This could reshape the Memphis Grizzlies' immediate future, as the two-time All-Star guard John Morant finds himself at the center of growing trade chatter. Memphis has begun listening to offers on the dynamic point guard ahead of the February 5th NBA trade deadline. Sources have told ESPN with rival teams believed to be prepared to submit draft assets and young talent in return. Morant, who has been sidelined recently due to a right calf strain contusion, did respond to questions about his future by saying he'll have to, quote, live with it, unquote. If a deal happens, trading for Morant represents a high ceiling offensive creator who could anchor a new contender, but comes with a laundry list of suspensions, injuries, and off the court issues. Multiple teams are rumored to have interest, and Shams has highlighted franchises like the Miami Heat as attractive options for the 26-year-old star, underscoring how a blockbuster Morant trade would signal a dramatic change in the Memphis rebuild while giving whichever club acquires him a bona fide star to build around. If Memphis were to trade Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. would become the Grizzlies' centerpiece. Jackson is in the first of 5-year, $205 million extension that he just signed, and is
Oh.
averaging 18.5 points per game and 5.6 rebounds on 47% shooting. So you know, this kind
Mm,
of begs the question, bro. Where do you think
hmm
John Morant's gonna go? Do you think it's in the Grizzlies' best interest to move off of his contract? And who do you think you know, what team would
Takes
benefit
a
the most?
flyer.
Yeah, who would be the
Mm.
benefit the most getting Morant?
Yeah, I saw the report that Shams put out about the Miami,
Yep, I saw that one too.
and
What do you think about
I
that?
can kind of see it. I don't love it because I think Hero and Bam are like the guys there, and it should
Yeah,
just be that.
yeah,
And like if you add somebody like a Morant, it kind of takes away
yeah.
from what those two dudes are trying to build.
If Do
I
you
thought
if they get
the
Morant, are
Kings.
they gonna trade? Would they trade Hero or Bam? They'd have to, right? No way they can have Bam, Hero, and Morant, right?
Well, oh, not
Or
necessarily.
would they just be in the like the second
Not
apron at that point?
necessarily. They could be an apron team, and what they could do is give away their future capital because the Heat don't mess around with their picks. It's not like they owe teams or
No, yeah,
anything. They're
yeah.
very,
It's pretty,
Pat
yeah,
Riley definitely is pretty straightforward. I think Memphis would probably take a bet that in 2030 the Heat are not very good.
good, yeah.
But if that
You said
that deal is
Kings?
harder to get done, honestly, yeah, I said the Kings, yes, and I said the Kings. I think you do it with DeRozan or Levine, you're able to make the money work,
Mm,
and then from there you're able to take the Kings assets. The
mhm.
Kings are going to be bad,
Right,
okay, but if they're getting a John Morant, they're more willing to hear you out.
right.
It's not going to be the 26th pick, by the way. It's a 5-star asset, so you're probably not able to get the 26, but you can ask for the 27s, the 28s, the 29s, the 2030s.
Mm,
Do I think the Kings will be good next year? No. Do I
no,
think they'll be good the year after that? Probably
probably
not.
not. Yeah.
So those picks are probably still, yeah, but those picks are still, a 4-star value. And like I mentioned, you can make the money work with a DeMar DeRozan. If you added a DeMar DeRozan or a Levine to the Grizzlies, you now get a 3-point shooter. Kind of, let's say it's Levine, it kind of replaces Bane. You're able
Mhm,
to move Jalen Wells into that main spot, put Gigi Jackson in the starting spot, and
mhm.
let guys eat.
Right.
Zach Edey has also played really well. He's just hurt right now, but when in the lineup, the Grizzlies are very fearful when Zach Edey's on the court. So I think it all depends on how you look at it from a structural standpoint. I think the Grizzlies value draft capital more than anything. Obviously,
Mhm.
that's why they traded Bane for that amount of picks,
Yep.
and they didn't even get that great of players in return per se.
Mhm.
But it's their front office cares about being able to draft well.
Yep.
And if you look at the Santi Aldamas, the Zach Edey's, the Jalen Wells, like they've drafted well over the last few years. John Morant comes with a lot of baggage, like you said in that paragraph. The off the court suspensions, he's going to get into locker room disputes. It's just the type of person he is. It's not really, it's just in his nature. But I
Mhm.
think if you're willing to look past that, I think he can be a good add to your team. And people were like saying Golden State, and I was like, how is
How?
Morant going to get to Golden State?
Right.
And what is he going to do for them? Like Golden State would probably have to give up Moses Moody, Potts, and then picks.
Yeah.
And those picks are going to be good. And then
Yep.
you're just going to have Curry, Butler, and Morant. And honestly, I could see where
Kaminga?
Morant could play well with Curry because Curry's going to force that gravity
Yeah.
to be at half court, and Morant just going to
Just
go by
dribble
y'all
by,
because like
yeah.
y'all, yeah, exactly, because y'all are at the volleyball line, volleyball line extended. But
Right.
I saw that too, and I was a little weirded out. I think the Kings or Miami's a decent spot, but like you said, in Miami, I think the money has to work a little bit cleaner. But the Kings is like pretty easy to get a deal done. I
Yeah.
think their untouchables are Keegan, Sabonis. That's it.
That's it.
I think
Yeah.
everybody else is like, yeah, I think everybody else is fairly tradable.
John
And it's funny
Morant,
because those two guys
Sabonis?
are, yeah, haha, right? No, the Kings not doing that. John Morant still got a long way to go before, uh, in terms of value, he gets to the Sabonis level. Like Sabonis is still seen as like when healthy,
That guy.
man, he's a
Yeah.
demon.
Yeah, no,
What
it's
do you think about it though? You
yeah,
like those teams?
I like those teams, bro. It's so obviously with Ja being a point guard, I'm trying to think of teams that need a point guard, you know what I
Need a
mean?
point,
So,
right?
and
I
who
think I honestly think he's more of like a AI where he's a two,
two?
really. Like
Yeah.
he shouldn't need to always bring up the ball. He actually plays better when he's not forced to always bring up the ball.
What do you think about him going to Minnesota with
I like
with
it.
Ant?
And I like it because, like you're saying, they need a point, but it's just like
How does
Minnesota might have to give up Julius Randle or like somebody who's like
yeah,
Jaden McDaniels, and they're just
Nas
like,
Reed?
no
Like, you know
way.
what I mean? Like
Nas
they're
Reed.
gonna have to give up one
Whoa, they might be willing to. Well, actually, I don't know, right? Because they signed Nas to the
to the
extension,
extension.
and he got Six Man of the Year
Mhm.
and all that.
They'd have to
He's
trade
not
picks.
untouchable, but it's a tough ask. If
If
you
you
called about Nas Reed,
I was gonna say if you
it would
were
be a high asking price.
in their shoes right now, who would you trade out of that group? Probably Nas Reed, right? keep Julius Randle, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you said Nas Reed, my mind was like, that's the only person
Yeah.
that Alex Rodriguez and their other GM would
Probably
make.
yeah.
Because I've heard Rodriguez talk about Jaden McDaniels. He's like, I'm not trading Jade. Like I
No,
told him, I'm like,
I wouldn't either.
yeah, I'm not really trading you. Like I'm not. I'm willing. Like you're a future of our team. I'm not willing to like mess around with that. He's gonna get the extension. He's gonna be there. But that was the other another squad I heard about too. Minnesota's got a lot of similar like fiery guys. Like adding Jaw is like a lot. You're mixing a lot. You mixing
Ja,
batteries and fire together. Like
yeah,
Jaw, Bones, and
and
Julius, Rob, like
Rob.
guys who kind of got some like fire where it's like in practice it'll get a little feisty.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was the only one I can, you know what I mean? Because I feel like,
That's logical. That's a logical one though. You can
because
make that work in the trade finder.
there's like, I feel like every team kind of has a guard for the most part, but if they don't have the guard, then like they're not really able to compete. Kind of like where the
Compete.
Wizards in. So the fact that they were able to get Trae Young just kind of shows that like they bought so low on Trae Young on his probably at his lowest that he has been up to this point. So I think a team, if he ends up making a move, it'll probably be a situation like that. Or like a team like you said, the Miamis, the Kings, Minnesota, if that happens, like I could see
I
that.
also seen on Twitter they were like, oh, like swap Ball and Jaw and like see what happens. I was like,
Put Ja on
you
the Hornets.
on Charlotte, yeah, like low usage guy who doesn't shoot well. Let Concanupple do all that, and then put LaMelo who's like high usage. Will shoot a
A
fuck ton,
ton,
which the
yeah.
Grizzlies need. They
They
need
need
that
that,
though, low
yeah.
key. Like they need more threes. They
Huh.
need because they lost all that.
Yeah,
I thought that
they
was another
they
good one. I don't know if the Hornets would do it, but that's like a logical one where it's like, yeah,
I'm
Jaw,
not
you can
mad at
play the
that.
point and you don't need to shoot 40%.
Yeah, you
We have
have
Concanupple who,
players
yeah, you
around you
have
that are
players,
able to,
yeah,
yeah,
just
swing it. Yeah.
and you're athletic and we'll pair you with Brandon Miller who's 6'9" and also that. Like
Damn, yeah.
I was like, damn, that's a good,
Yeah, I'm
you
not mad
know,
at that, honestly.
you like that one
I
too?
would say that's kind of like
Just
one
like
of
a
the
swap?
yeah, I would say that's one of those moves where it's kind of like not really a vertical change, it's just like a horizontal, like swapping,
Horizontal,
but
right.
whatever happens with either one of them could be, a huge shift in your franchise. So
For
I
sure.
kind of
You're
like
saying
that.
LaMelo would be like, man, I got my team
I
back
got
and
my
I'm playing with Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, that's the only guy I got to worry about passing to and shit.
yeah,
It's like,
man.
yeah,
I'm not mad at that. Ja Morant,
okay. We'll
man, it's
take that
gonna
one into consideration. And the Hornets, it could be. When I saw it, I was like, you know what? It's funny that, because when you look at the war on value, you look back at this conversation, it's like, what can you really swap for, Ja? Unless
right,
it's somebody else with similar value.
right,
LaMelo does have similar
similar
value,
value
does different things too.
for sure.
Like does things that the Grizzlies need, low
Right,
key, and Ja does things that the Hornets need. So
exactly.
it's like that's a really good
Like you're
trade. So
not
when I
you're
saw
not
that, I thought I'll
trading
bring
for
that
a
up to you.
player of like the same type of play style. You're trading for a player
Exactly.
that same level, different play
But
style
fits
though,
your
and
different play style
fits your roster, what you're trying to build.
a little better.
Man, honestly, I didn't think
That's
about
probably like
that.
the best one, huh?
That's probably the best one, to be honest. Like I'm not gonna lie, because it
Yeah.
kind of just seems like, oh well, just like might as well. Like you wanna change the scenery, let's just make this trade.
Yeah, you so LaMelo, you want your own squad or you
Squad,
want to be with this dude or like okay, Ja,
you
you don't really want to go dunk on nobody more. You're not trying to. All right,
yeah,
well,
bet
go
we'll
dish
zone
out
out.
9 assists and get 18 points a night,
Right,
and just go make us go. Get out in transition. Go dunk on somebody. Go, bring energy that we need because yeah, LaMelo, I love LaMelo. LaMelo's been awesome the last week, so
he
it's
has
no
been.
shade on him. But at times it's the LaMelo show.
Yeah.
Like it's the
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Tweet behind the back,
I know we've
yeah.
been doing that for 2 hours. Y'all still here? Y'all see that? Like the tweet. Like
Yeah.
he's just a hezzy god, and
Yep.
even at times I see guys' body language.
When he get
Trey Maniac, they're not
mhm.
like oh fuck, but they're just like all right because he's gonna
Yeah.
pull it,
Yeah, he's gonna
which is
probably
fine.
do that
But
like 4 or 5 times a game. Like
yeah,
at
and
least
sometimes he does it 4 or 4 times in a
in a
quarter.
quarter. Yeah.
fuck a game in a quarter.
Yeah, it's like
Like he'll pull up
yeah.
and yeah, Nick, bro. There was this one time he like pulled up from the logo and it like clanked and then went out of bounds. And he just looked at Con. He's like,
Is that
because it's like,
It's like fuck
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, you don't.
Yeah, don't do
It's
that,
not a
bro.
good shot. It's
At
not a good
all.
shot.
At
It's just,
all.
but in saying that, to your point though, like the Grizzlies need volume threes. They
Yes.
need that guy who will pull a three because Ja doesn't do that from the guard spot. You know who does that? Cam Spencer, who's going to stay on the Grizzlies because he can shoot threes well.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know, he's not afraid to pull it. He's a good mid-range shooter. Like, I don't know who got him in our dynasty, but I was kind of mad I didn't get him.
Facts.
You know?
He's been balling out.
I'm just like, damn, he's been balling out. But point is like they just need more high volume shooters, and I think LaMelo's that, and John Morant fits the Hornets. And so when I saw that, I was like, all right, bro.
I'm not mad at it. I
Still
think that's probably the best one that we brought up, honestly.
Hey, well, seems like a pretty good way to end the episode, my man. You got anything else for the people, bro?
Bro, this is a good one. You know, this is like a 2.5
It's a banger.
hour. Yeah, this is a banger.
Yeah, no,
All-star.
it felt like this. I texted my girl. I said, bro, today is gonna be a good 3-man because we haven't done it in a while, and I know it won't drop for a little second, but the All-Star stuff will be perfect because it'll come out like right before early February, right after the trade date. I think it's Valentine's Day, All-Star weekend.
Oh yeah,
13th through the 15th. So, it's a big deal. We'll probably be on stream for come holler at us and stop by for an hour or two. We won't take too much of your time, but yeah, man, if you don't got anything, I guess I don't got anything. Maybe John gets traded for LaMelo Ball tomorrow. We'll see.
Man, that would be if that does, bro, we gonna have to clip this, bro.
We on that. Yeah, we're gonna clip that one.
Because we know.
But yeah, we know. Right, like we got the what is it called? The genie ball, the little orb.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's a fortune teller. Yeah, the fortune tellers. We got the magical orb. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the boys over here at 3-Man Weave. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you've rocked out with us for 2.5 hours. We appreciate you guys, man. We'll catch you guys next time, brother. Peace. 3-Man.